are small and there was a high thing.
Well, I didn't want to be lifted.
Well, you should have asked her for a box or for her to describe it to you instead.
But instead, you asked for uppies.
No, I didn't. She tried
Yes,
to
you
give
did.
me uppies.
You just
I
didn't
did
ask for
not ask.
anything. Tara was trying to be a
It's
good
canonical
friend.
that Sophie has asked for uppies.
That's true.
No.
She flew up to Tara and she went, "Uppies."
She did,
Uppies.
yeah.
I
She was in
right.
science class, and she's like, "I can't reach the spinning machine. Uppies, please."
I remember that.
Spinning machine.
By the way.
I knew it was a centrifuge. I know science shit.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Also,
We should be live, by the way, just so everyone's aware.
but we could also invite Tara to do like a one shot at some point.
Yes.
Yeah.
She could join at any time. It's true.
Yeah. She can join at any time, honestly.
I know, but like, she with her schedule so
Yeah.
busy.
Yeah, it sucks.
Speaking of busy, you guys probably had a busy session last time. Anyone want to do a recap?
Oh, yeah.
Recap.
Wait, hold on.
Just
Where's
put a
last session?
shriek-
It's blended. Last session started.
Starting with them making stupid decisions.
I-
You were
You
sleeping.
admitted. You all admitted they were bad decisions.
I
Yeah, so-
regret
You
nothing.
Go back on that now.
So it started with bad decision, and we'll start with Harry's bad decision. Harry was just like, "Hey, you know these two deities that have been fighting over me? I'm gonna summon both of them." And then they didn't get along. Surprise, surprise. And then
It doesn't
fake,
happen a lot in my life. I wanted to enjoy it.
And so then the fake queen was like, "Hey, you want to know why we can't along? Because Shanti's a bitch." And and got corrupted by one of her followers like a bitch. So
Like a
no.
total amateur.
So no, we can't get along. And Gale was like, "You know what? That's fair." And then all of a sudden, a new player enters the chat. And Gale's like, "Should I trust this new player I know nothing about?"
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Powers. I am Elsa now.
Look, Sharice, just let it go, okay? Can't hold me back anymore. We might get
Over
copyright struck for that.
No, it's got to be at least 10 seconds. You're good.
Oh, good.
A new player making bad decisions. Winnie was like, "Hey, I'm gonna sneak off so without telling anyone what we're doing, and we're gonna make a decision that would make Kittis proud of how stupid it was and how impulsive it was."
I'm glad someone's proud of me.
Winnie was just like, "I'm gonna take my bird and go fly over her and see if I can find the anti-magic fire that has burnt people alive, gotten rid of all our magic, and been an overall problem. And cause you know what? And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to free fall into it.
Yes.
This sounds like a great idea." And then Winnie sat there and was just like, "On the fire."
Matt Mercer would be proud of his sound effects.
Thank you. And so then Winnie had all these realizations of all the past losses she had, and and then the fire was just like, "You can ask some questions about the past." And Winnie was just like, "Are they okay?" And the fire was like, "No, bitch, they're not." What do you fucking think of that? Like, what do you think it's gonna be? It's like, okay, well, how do I stop you then? And then the fire was just like, the whole thing of staring into the void. Well, guess what? It stared back into you, and boom, it changed you into an amalgamation of horror. And so then Winnie was just like, "Oh, yay, I'm not dead," and then proceeded to walk back like nothing happened.
Hey. Float back.
Float back like Essex.
Yes, because I'm cool like that.
Yeah.
And so then Gale comes back first, and then Cedar is just like, what the heck is wrong with you? Why is everything cold that's within a foot of you? I was just like, you know, we should probably wait for Winnie to come back. Winnie comes back with her hood up, trying to hide all the bullshit she got up to. And Celia was just like, why is your soul static? Because Celia can see souls. And guess what? It was static. It should not have been. That's not how souls look like. And so then, Gale's just like, so, I did this thing, and I made a deal with this goddess who I have no idea who the fuck this is. Like a decent, logical train of thought of how to do things. Just make a choice with no context and no information.
When you say it like that, it sounds weird.
So then, Celia was just like, let's check Gale's soul, because guess what? Typically when a god claims a soul, there's like a little bit of an imprint. And all of a sudden, freaky frost owl came at me. And so then Celia, and so then we got to figure out how old Celia is. We got to play a game of how old is this dead person. And turns out it's like around like 900-ish, plus the years she was alive. And she was around during like the last time the world split apart and when Mistra died. So she did know who this god was, and she was just like, this is not a good god. What the heck did you do? And then Gale was just like, I made choices.
But I can contain this shit.
And then Celia was just like, what? Why'd you make... No! And then everyone's like, well, it could be a good thing. And she's like, have you ever heard of a god that went from bad to good? And everyone's just like, well, maybe. And so then we turned our attention to Winnie. We're like, what the heck, Winnie? And but first, Cedar was just like, I'm mad at Gale.
I was mad at both of them.
She was mad. She's like, how dare both of you throw your lives away? And then takes off and disappears in the wood. And Gale's like, no, come back.
Is that your impression of Gale?
Yeah.
No.
No, come back.
And then he ran off to the woods and couldn't find her because she could turn invisible in the woods. And so she disappeared, and Gale's just like, well, whenever you want to come back. And Cedar's like, I don't fucking hear anything because I'm too far away.
No, actually, she did hear. She was just like, I'm not right now.
Why is this recap just John Mulaney recapping our session?
Let's have a John Mulaney vibe.
It kind of does. In any case,
There's a horse.
Are they okay? I said no, bitch.
But in any case, so then we cut back to Celia and Winnie, and then Winnie's just like, hey, guess what? I want you to know why I made bad decisions. So here's a card. And then Celia was just like, okay, grabs the card, and then she looks over, and there's her dead princess from back when she was alive like 900 years ago. And she was just like, oh my gosh, why would you do this to me? I don't know whether I want to cry or scream or be happy, and it's not a good time. But I kind of don't want it to end. Is this drugs? And so then we learned that apparently Winnie can now see all the people she has ever lost, and she can give this ability to others via these little card things. And she and it's kind of like a slight bit of like madness. Because technically they're there, and you can have real new conversations with them, but it's based off your memories. So it's not like their souls there, I don't think, entirely. It's just kind of your memory of them. Yeah, did understand that right. Yes. So then, Celia's just like, oh, by the way, do you think Cedar would make a good queen right now? And the Winnie is just like, no. And Celia's just like, that's what I thought. You want to help me with something? And then Winnie was just like, yeah, sure, you know what? That sounds like what great fun, I guess. And so then, they start hatching a little plan to make Cedar better. And Gale Gale comes back and just like, hi guys.
Are they just gonna give her a get well card? I'm not sick. Yeah, we just thought you could do better.
Winnie should totally do that.
Yes, I'm so down for this.
But in any case, so then, Celia's like, Gale comes back, and then Celia's like, it's starting to get dark. Where the heck is Mother Shireen? And then Gale's like, I don't know. So then she goes, and Celia's just like, I can see souls, so I'm gonna go find her, because she can't become invisible on me. And so then she goes off, and then Winnie's like, take a card, any card. Well, this card specifically, actually. And then Gale gets to see, what's it, Gilseus?
Yes.
Got to see Gilseus again, and he was just like, oh my gosh, I understand now. I understand why you decided to just free fall into fire. And I can't judge.
Friend,
I made a
this
bad
makes
decision
sense.
too.
Yeah.
And so then Celia went to go find Cedar, and she was just like, hey, you're a bad queen. And Cedar was just like, yeah, I know, that's not the worst I've heard. And then Celia's just like, you should come back to the group. And Cedar's just like, I know, but it's gonna be so embarrassing. And then Celia's just like, well, I don't know what he is. Is he your paramour? And then she freaked out. And then Celia found a new toy. Celia found a new form of fun. And has joined the bandwagon of picking on Cedar. And so then they go back, and then Winnie's just like, I need you to understand why I did this. And then who did you see? I don't remember who you saw.
Strix.
Oh yeah, you saw Strix. And so now everyone understands why Winnie dove into fire. And then we all went to bed, and we woke up the next day, and then we time skipped because 3 days of walking because our ship is broken.
Walk.
And so we walked and walked and walked and walked, and we skipped over it because that would be boring. And we made it all the way to Bearvein. We sat there and we were like, let's send Cedar in first, because he was just like, I just figured Mai would like be able to recognize me and would be less scary. And then Mai, plastered, ends up dragging Cedar on the ground through a whole string of events.
You have my ankle, and I am on.
And she's on the ground, and so then we were like, let's sober you up. Sober her up. She's like, why am I not drunk? And continued to be drunk.
Like, no.
Where we left off.
Dang. Impressive as always.
And I was over on the bench.
And I was over on the bench.
All right. Yeah, that's pretty solid.
Nice.
Honestly.
Yeah. You you guys did leave off there. I was taking you guys purified her drunkenness, or at least Gale did, as the local cleric. And then she immediately attempted to start drinking again. And you guys are actually kind of watching as she just really tries to get re-drunk. You kind of see, because you guys had dispatched one of the guards there for her from the old Thievy Guild, and he had been kind of watching her, and you don't know if he was enabling this or letting her do her thing, but he just sits back and kind of kicks back and watches, because he's just like, well, they're not paying me to intervene, they're paying me to just keep an eye on her. And
He's like, I am not paid to be a therapist.
you know, right? As she kind of continues to drink, she's like chugging, and she kind of falls to the floor a little bit, and you can kind of just see confusion or tears kind of coming down her face at the sight of Cedar, even though she knew Cedar was there and sober for a moment. Mai just seems just very distraught over everything, and you can kind of probably understand, given the state of the city, and then how it's just completely devastated and gone off the map.
Cedar is gonna kind of like lower down so she's on the same level, kind of sitting next to Mai, and she's gonna just hug her. Hey, no, it's okay. I'm so sorry. She's just gonna hug her.
And she'll kind of like slump down into the hug a little bit, and you kind of hear the clashing and clamoring of the bottle kind of hitting the floor, and then the rest of the alcohol starts to kind of spill, and it's kind of a deafening silence almost in the room as like all this kind of happens, and you just hear her kind of through like a crying whisper just into your ear, and she said, "They're dead. They're all dead. All of my students are dead."
I'm so sorry, Mai.
And it was my job to protect them, and I couldn't do it.
Mai. And Cedar's gonna kind of make sure Mai's like looking at her. Hey, I know you, and I know you did your best. And I know nothing I can say is gonna make this better. But I know all of those students knew that you cared. I did.
But care didn't save them. Care didn't keep them alive as the army came into the city and burned it to the ground. Everyone is gone. For what? A couple of more Warforged, a couple of more acres of land. The king was supposed to run this city, this world, this land, and he destroyed it all for nothing. And all the students are dead.
Cedar's she's gonna just hug Mai closer. She's kind of doing that hug thing where like her wings are also like kind of wrapped around the person hugging them. I'm so sorry. I'm not gonna try and tell you everything's okay because it isn't. Everything sucks right now. But it's going to be better. It will be. And I'm not promising that. I'm stating it as a fact.
She kind of basically places her hands on your shoulders for a moment and kind of pushes you away and looks you kind of dead in the eyes. It's over, Cedar. There's no point. You're the only one who made it, and it's because you weren't here. Just go. I failed.
Mai, the only reason I wasn't there is because you gave me a job to do. You saved me, okay? The only reason I wasn't here when they all came is because you made sure I was somewhere else, and you didn't know what I was going to do. And I hate assigning things to destiny and fate, but there has to be a reason for that.
She kind of stands up abruptly. She'll stand up abruptly at your words, just trying to be supportive, and she kind of paces back a couple of steps quickly, kicking the bottle, and it kind of spins and splashes kind of more alcohol all over the place. Just stop it. Just make something of your life and leave. There's nothing tying you to this place. Just go. What do you even want? What are you even doing here?
I'm here for you!
You wasted your time. I died with my students. I died with my school, my life's work. Just
Make a new life. I did. You can too. It sucks, it hurts, and it's hard. And I wasn't living when you met me. I was surviving. But because of you giving me a place, and eventually these people, and she's gonna use her wing to kind of gesture towards the others, I have a life now. I am making something of my life. And I think I would be a fool to not try and make things better around me. Because that's what I got to see you do. People I met before then, they only wanted to make things better for themselves. You didn't have to take in that random kid that you found in your library. But you did. And now I'm here because of that.
Then you are a fool. You are. Why don't you just go on and live then, and I will survive. Our roles will switch. How about that? That sounds perfect.
And I'll take care of you.
Take what you want. But care of me is just not something that you can do.
You don't get to tell me that.
She just kind of stammers back even more, and like sits back in the chair. And you notice for a moment that her hands and fingers and kind of body is actually like shaking now, because it's the first time in probably weeks that she hasn't had some form of like depressant in her system, that just existing is causing her to shake and kind of just stammer with her breath, and she just kind of sits back and looks defeated. Do what you want. I can't stop you. And she just kind of looks away in shame.
Cedar is going to just sort of, she's gonna go to, I guess, she's gonna take some water from, I guess, the water skin and kind of get a cloth, and she's gonna just start quietly cleaning Mai up. And she's gonna start braiding Mai's hair to kind of get it out of her face.
When you finish braiding, she kind of lets you, and it seems like for a moment she's enjoying it. Somewhere between a wave of emotion, between an uptick of just letting this moment be, and then a downtick of what her new reality is. And she just kind of takes a big, deep breath. So what now, then? What miraculous thing can you do? What spawn did I create by taking you in?
Well, I'm a queen now, so I guess that's one thing. Say that king's ruining things? Maybe it'll take a queen to help fix them again. I'm not the same person that left. Pretty sure that's obvious. And as she says that, like, it's gonna be like she kind of like stretches out the wing to show Mai like it's not the same wing she had, and Mai would probably notice at this point the double pupil eye and like the scar and just the ways that Cedar has changed since leaving.
Just this weird amalgamation of other people's body parts and eyeballs.
This weird amalgamation, Frank and Owl.
Right.
Like, hey, I'm your daughter.
It's called polycuria, by the way. Polycoria.
There you go.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, you're good.
No worries, no worries. I'm trying.
It's like zone.
Not
Good.
the same person that I left as.
Good.
I'm stronger and I'm better.
You want to do something about this?
I think I made that clear.
You think you can face an army with what? A child? And she points at Winnie. A
That's a
cleric
halfling.
who's missing pieces. Whatever that is, and she points to Celia.
It's both my characters have called my characters whatever that is.
I can just smell that you're playing the character for some reason.
This monster who reeks of the Shadowfell, the poison, the toxin that land carries here. So you're a queen of what? Of a Shadowfell creature, a broken cleric, and a child. You've changed, sure. This party stands no chance against an army. An army that can do all of this, and she'll hit one of the pieces of wood that makes up the shack, and it just falls down into the dirt as the building kind of like falls apart and creaks a little bit without that one piece of support. If you think you can do something, then do it. At this point, another student dead because they believe they could fight back isn't gonna change anything.
I know that you're scared. And I know that you're trying to dissuade me, even if that hurts someone. But what you're saying doesn't hurt. Because I know that my party and I can change things. We already have. We banished Lolth.
Scared?
We fought Lolth. My daughter, Kiddis, remember that kid that I brought back with me the last time we saw each other in person? She's a goddess now. Goddess of free will. And that quote-unquote monster, as you call it, was her first follower. This is Celia, and she is my friend. I remember you telling me to make some of those.
Roll an insight check.
Made multiple, actually.
Insight?
Yeah, Cedar.
Check. Yes, okay. Oh, up my character sheet. What was I rolling for again?
Insight.
Insight, thank you. Insight. 13.
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, there's not really a sense of resistance here. Even with a 13, you can tell, she doesn't believe a word you're saying. She looks at you like a child retelling a fairy tale or a story from a book. And she just doesn't connect at all with your words. Yea, as we walk through the valley of death, we fear no evil, right? We shall see...
Did you just Bible verse?
We shall see the walls of the canyon close us in as we march into our deaths. So, you intend to fight back. Oh, I'll tag along. Maybe we can die together. The world will be rid of us. Oh, for once. Let our stories end. So yes, hopefully your god friends will help you. But it would be an honor to die with you, if that's truly what you wish for.
I won't push you to heal faster than you need to. You didn't push me. But it would be an honor to die by your side. It'd be even better to go out with a bang than instead of a whimper.
And then she'll just kind of smile and laugh at you, in like a chuckle of just disbelief, and she'll pull out a small vial of glass that seems to have like this green sparkly gas that is kind of swirling around inside the vial, and she'll kind of laugh, and she'll be like, "To Valhalla then, young student. Maybe we be reborn together." And she'll crack the vial with her thumb, stick it into her nose, and snort.
No.
Guys,
Cedar's gonna full on. Oh my gosh. Okay, you're going to bed. Cedar's gonna kind of just like try and like sort of help pick my up. And
no,
she kind of looks
it's a
over.
big stick for her allergies.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's just a mix of peppermint and menthol.
Aloe vera.
Aloe vera, yeah.
Aloe vera. Sorry.
Oh my gosh. And she's gonna kind of look towards the thief. Is there a cot or something nearby?
It's like, you're in it, ma'am. This is probably one of 3 structures that's left in this whole city.
All right.
God, your friend
We
is
can
a
always use
riot,
your-
though.
We could always use your cozy nook. I'm just thinking if we need to make it comfy.
And she kind of sort of almost hands her off to go. Could you just make sure she doesn't ingest anything weird while I'm doing this?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I can do that.
Thank you. And she's gonna first go over to the thief. We will discuss in a moment, I think. Thank you very much for being here.
Oh yeah, she's a riot. She's got to be one of my favorite people on the planet. And he'll also pull out a vial and crack it with his thumb, and then just kind of...
I'm gonna... You're welcome to join us in the nest once I get it set up, because you are our guest for the night. I'm gonna go make the thing, and she's gonna just kind of like walk outside.
It's like...
The minute you walk out, Celia kind of just turns and she's like, "So we were promised you would bring cash?"
I was just about to say, did he bring
The money.
The little money golem thing.
Little. It's kind of big. But yeah, so he just kind of looks and nods. He's like, "Of course. Might be a little bit lighter than when I first started traveling it. No fault of my own. Needed some travel expenses, you know, and Mai had a expensive taste. Did you know she drank a 200 gold bottle of Don Julio all by herself? Great tequila. Anyways, and he kind of hands you... he kind of hands you a bag, and it almost feels empty, but you can tell that it's kind of like not a full bag of holding, but maybe like a satchel of holding, we'll call it. Like a smaller variant that's really only to hold maybe like a 4x-foot volume of things. But he hands it over. He's like, "Yeah, that's our earnings since you took over. You're welcome to them. Is there anything else I could do for you? Because I'd kind of want to leave, to be quite honest."
I believe that should be all. I do request that your party starts sending in regular check-ins with your leader. She was like, it was more less of that and more of she was hesitating. She was about to say Mother Shardine, but then she's like, this was probably not the appropriate time to call her this, but I can't call her Cedar, so she's just like...
Well, I'll tell you what, little odd stranger. When she comes back and starts actually running the place, more than just title, maybe we can keep her appraised of our due diligence. But until then, money talks. And, well, we're rolling in it, so she can do whatever she wants to do.
That is fair. And I'm assuming you took enough for your travel back?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I have money. I only took really enough to cover my drinking habits for the few days that I babysat her. So.
Very well. I wish you safe travels.
Oh, yeah. Y'all are headed for a weird place, honestly. You may wish to die together. I'm going back to Nexus. And he kind of takes off his little feathered hat and does like a very like exuberant bow, and he's like, "I bid ye adieu," and just
What is this?
I know he's intentionally doing it because when he comes back up from his bow, his face has completely changed and he looks completely different as he begins to travel away.
And Celia being like, just like thinking to herself, yeah, she makes very weird friends. And then proceeds to kind of like count to see how much money we've got.
So, you open the bag and it is a treasure chest. It's just a full treasure chest. And do you pull the treasure chest out?
Once like she kind of confirms that there's like, because she's still in the house, so she's gonna be like not in plain sight, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah.
So yeah, you will kind of dump the chest out and it plops out onto the table. And then from the bottoms of the chest, 2 legs that are made out of just piles of gold coins and 2 arms that are made out of gold coins start to pop out of the sides, and then the top opens and a little face appears, and he's like, and a little tongue of gold will actually stick out, and then like from the tongue, drips of spit that are actually also just made up of gold coins will hit the floor as it begins to kind of talk to you. Now give me just 3 seconds. Gotta do one thing, and I'll be right back on cam and mic.
Sure.
No problem.
Yeah, I remember this guy. It can get a little bit weird at times, Celia, but it's cool.
And interacting with you all is not odd?
Well, I mean, fair point. I can't really comment on that.
I think Cedar will have set up the cozy nest outside at like a whatever remnant of a tree she can find. Like just a very charred husk of a tree. And she's gonna kind of come back. Whew. The nest is ready.
And that was quick work.
Yeah, it gets easier each time, honestly.
Huh.
I mean, I didn't black out this time, so that's good.
Yeah, that's definitely a good call.
Okay, sorry about that. I am back.
No,
No
you're all
worries.
good.
So I'm assuming this thing can talk.
Oh yeah. I think you guys have talked to it before.
Yeah.
Toby!
Yeah. I figured it was Toby. And so she's just like, hello, little thing.
Hello, I'm Toby.
Hi, Toby. How much gold do you currently have in you?
And he kind of pauses for a moment, and he's like thinking like he's counting, and he's like doing the hand, and he's like carry the 4, you know, and he goes, they put gold in my chest, and I get bigger. And he is quite a bit bigger than the last time you saw him.
Heck yeah.
He's like, just don't take too much, or I'll cease to be. But you can take as much as you need, really.
Very well. I may need some shortly, as soon as we find a place to shop.
And he kind of looks around. He's like, I don't think you're buying anything in here.
Not here.
I think Cedar's gonna kind of go, hello, Toby. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too again, boss lady, ma'am thing. Might you be
So,
making a deposit or a withdrawal?
At the moment, I think we should. Actually, could I have 2,000 gold?
And he kind of looks at Cedar.
Go ahead.
And you see him take one of his gold arms and like wrap it around his like elbow joint in his other arm that's also made out of gold coins, and just kind of detach it, and they all come, and then 200 gold coins. Or wait, you say 200 or 2,000?
2,000.
Oh yeah, 2,000 gold coins kind of like spill out onto the floor with just like a loud clamoring and bang.
And
Well,
she
then.
kind of like just gathers it up, and she. Would it be possible to put it in the satchel as separated from Toby? I have a bag of holding, you know.
No, that's Toby's
I want
house. Only Toby's house goes in Toby's house. Why would you put gold in Toby's house if not inside Toby?
That is true.
That's
It's like
rude.
leaving his severed arm in his house.
Okay, sorry. Very well. And Celia kind of gets some string out and just kind of like creates little loops to more easily carry the gold coins. Well, hi.
Did you need a bag for that?
CP.
I mean, a bag would be nice, but I currently need an easy way to carry it on my person.
Oh. And he kind of like opens the chest up a little bit and then like closes the hinge behind him and then like pops out one of the teeth of the chest because it's like kind of like almost like a creature that he's living inside. And like a really nasty kind of smell kind of hits of like tooth decay. But he kind of like shakes out the tooth and then looks inside. Is like, that should be enough room for 2,000. And he kind of like hands you over the tooth, and you kind of see that it is really deep, but in like a cylindrical form. So like it would probably be deep enough to like fit 2,000 gold inside this tooth.
Okay, she'll place it in there and just kind of like tuck it away. Yeah, on her person. She'll probably find a place that would be really hard to pickpocket.
Well, if you could always attach it to yourself, then you don't gotta worry about it.
Attach?
Yeah, attach. And he kind of spins the tooth around and like plunk, and you actually feel it kind of fuse to your forehead like a little tooth horn. Toby's friendly with everybody. You can have all parts of Toby. In Toby, round Toby. Toby's just made out of money.
Well, thank you, Toby. Would you like to go back into your house and rest for the night?
That's not up to you. And he kind of looks at Cedar again.
Toby, you can go rest. Thank you.
You don't need more than that. Last time you took like 10,000 of Toby's.
I think we're good for the time being.
All right. And he kind of takes the satchel and like leans up and like puts one leg like he's putting his whole body into a very tiny sock. And somehow it's just going in. And then
Once it's on the way in, Celia does hand the satchel back over to Cedar.
No, that's my earbud.
Mal.
Don't get that. It's mine. Sorry, the cat tried to steal my earbud. You were saying?
Celia does hand Toby's satchel over to you.
I think Cedar's gonna put the satchel in the bag of holding. Bag within a bag.
Can it go in the bag of holding without it being a bag?
No.
Inception. What? Oh. Oh wait, yeah, because that would cause a black
Yeah.
hole. Never mind. I don't want to cause a time continuum issue. Yeah, Cedar's just gonna carry it then.
Okay.
Should we?
So
head into
the horn itself does not necessarily always stick. You can pull it off and on, but the weird part about it is it will fuse to your person if you want it to, in any way, shape, and form that you want it, or if you wanted to pull it off. So it in and of itself is a magical item, but it is a piece of him that holds gold. So even if you wanted to, you could wake it up and it would also be a tooth that sprouted legs and arms that are made out of gold coins. And you think of it like a mini Toby.
Toby Jr. She keeps it on her head as a horn because she's just like mildly amused by this. look, oh, you what? Does that not? That doesn't hurt? No. Oh, it looks nice. It does. You're like a unicorn now. Party doesn't have a good run.
Oh, don't say. Yeah, I was about to say, don't say that.
Party doesn't have great luck with unicorns, though. Just full disclosure. I love that that kid was the only one that thought, "Hey, these aren't decaying. Let's reattach the head." Helped reattach the head, though. But I was the only one that actually thought about reattaching the head.
Forgotten about the unicorn. Oh my god.
I think Cedar's gonna. I love out of context because I don't think that's actually on her channel. I don't think that first episode made it to the channel.
No, I don't think
Yeah.
it did.
That one did? That one did. Okay.
Yeah.
So that one did make it to the channel. The unicorn horror.
It's one of the first and last times I ever gave you guys a moral puzzle.
Huh.
Well, considering Kenneth was the one that technically chose the right answer.
Sorry that we thought the decapitated horses were dead.
They weren't decaying.
As I was saying-
Anyway.
Childlike wonder. Anyways.
I think Cedar could be like, should we settle into the nest for the night?
We probably could, yeah.
We
I don't know,
can start heading towards the capital in the morning, I think.
Can we stop at a town that preferably is like, maybe not the capital, but a larger town?
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll hit one on the way. Yeah, definitely.
Wonderful.
Did we want to maybe go and see my mum before we go to the capital, or was that...
Yes, no, I'm saying that's where I thought that was on the way. That's like
Right,
in
yeah,
middle.
sorry. I just
Okay.
assumed... Yeah, okay.
Have we
Yeah, no, we're
established...
gonna on the map.
Yeah, I'm like, have we established where she is?
We did, because we
Yeah.
established he's at that creepy dude's house. With the big
pirate.
mansion and the doll people.
Doll boy.
The private.
Yeah, that's what. So you guys saw where she was in the vision, but do you guys know where that is? Is my question.
Oh, like do we as people, as outside the game,
well,
know?
inside game.
That's
It's okay.
I
we know actually where that is.
I can
Yeah,
look it
think
up in my book.
I think we asked
Your
the...
book.
Yeah, we asked the dragon about it, didn't we?
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't think I expressly said, but I mean, technically, yes, I guess it would be on the way if we're looking at a map.
Yeah. I think Cedar's gonna pull out the curator book and kind of. Oh, wait a second. Actually, I've got a better idea.
No,
Oh.
don't. I know what you're thinking.
Just gonna look at my. You want to see a cool trick? And she's gonna.
Is Mai still here? Oh yeah, Mai.
Yeah. Gale's making sure she doesn't put anything in her mouth that she shouldn't, like drugs
Or up her nose.
or up her nose.
Yeah. Or
She's making
anywhere
she's making
else.
sure she doesn't ingest substances.
Yeah, her
Um.
she's present. Her pupils are extremely dilated as she's just kind of like staring.
Less restoration.
Hey, Ma, you want to see a trick? And then Cedar's gonna kind of, hey, Uncle, you there? I mean, you're obviously there, but you want me to give you some help?
I guess a deal could be struck. I'm feeling a bit
Alright.
peckish.
All right. Well, what was your mom's name again, Gale?
Alyssa Van Deer.
Alyssa Van Deer. Could you please show me the directions to Alyssa Van Deer?
Interesting. Bold choice.
Why?
And a
You're
familiar
getting cryptic.
familiar pain kind of washes over you, but less so. Instead of it really traveling to the ends of your nervous systems and your fingertips feeling pain, it's quite a bit redacted, as you can kind of almost harness it a little bit better now as you use it, and it kind of still hurts, but it's kind of like a bad migraine versus a cluster headache, where it's just like not as bad, and you can kind of feel it traveling down your spine as a fog begins to kind of emanate from your eye.
Oh,
And
cool.
you almost astral project like the travel and the path as you're like weaving through roads and through forests and things like that, and you're kind of observing the path as it travels, and you're kind of coming across a city, a small city, but it's kind of thinking of it more rural, I guess, as it's attached to kind of the main demographic area of the King's Land, but it's on the outskirts of it. So you kind of know it's on the way if you're going to the capital, but it's kind of like an outpost rural city. And you kind of come across this mansion. And what time was it? Because I thought it was like maybe late afternoon, early evening, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
And you just kind of see her sitting, staring out a window. She is just very pale, almost shimmering, as the sunset, the last of the light, is kind of cascading down on her face. And interestingly enough, she looks at you. So you have had all of these visions before where you have not been seen, you've kind of looked down, and this is the first time that when the sun kind of cascades down her eyes, you can see almost like a blue twinkle as she looks up and makes direct eye contact. And it is almost uncanny and unnerving, because you don't know why. But as you kind of zoom back out, you're now in this aerial view, and in the far, far distance, you can see the capital, the castle, everything, the outposts. Thick, just smog covers almost the entire area. But yeah, you can kind of ascertain what direction you need to go in the general area of this house. But one of the things that you notice is that it's very dusty, because it seems like almost all the forest and trees outside of what's planted at the homes has been used and completely cut down, and the deep roots that actually hold the soil to the ground have been cleared away, as it is now just kind of open plains as a windy dust and smog kind of fill most of the area around the capital now. So as you get farther and farther up, it's harder for you to see, and the vision cuts out.
So was that visible to the others through like the fog coming out of my eye, or was I the only one that saw that?
No, you just started to fog and steam
Oh, fun.
and kind of writhe in a little bit of pain. And then that's all really my saw. So you're just like squawk and then fog, and then you're like, want to see a trick? And then you just start like fog machining out of your eyeball socket.
Mom, look what I can do.
And so, and then you you totally just zone out as you're like in this vision for like 45 seconds.
She's gonna look at Gale. She saw me. Your mom saw me. Nobody's seen me. Your mom saw me. And I don't know what that means.
Gale's gonna help her up, give her a bit of healing.
I'm good, I'm okay, but your mom saw me, and that was not normal.
Okay, when you say saw you, did she just happen to look up and look in your general direction, or did she?
My eyes.
Oh,
Eye contact.
that's never happened before.
No, it hasn't.
What does that mean?
I mean, she might know I'm coming, but she has no idea who the heck I am. So, and now I'm nervous to meet your mom. Anyway, and anyway, Ness, and she's gonna grab my shoulders and start walking her towards the nest, and over her shoulder. But I know where we need to go now, so we're good on directions.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll be in a minute. Just want to do something. Oh, no dumb mistakes, I promise.
And Cedar's gonna try and like bring Mai into the nest and try and get her like set up.
That did not come over very well. I sent something funny to the chat, but it didn't work very well. It was a meme that just said prolonged eye contact, but then it came in too small.
Prolonged eye contact.
Prolonged eye contact. Anyone else have anything they want to do?
Not while everyone else is awake.
That's ominous.
Gosh.
Uh,
Sneak into your room and sniff your pillow.
Alright.
Gosh. That's not bad. Rain, Harry, what about you?
If no one else has got anything, I think Gale has got something he might want to try and do, sort of away from the group.
Okay.
So since the whole owl goddess thing, Gale's been sort of thinking a little bit about, what this means now. What can he do? I think on the way over to Bearvein, he'll probably have been sort of at the back of his mind. When I get a moment, I'm going to try and just sort of try and feel what's going on and just figure this out. So he's going to sort of step away from the charred tree that holds the nest, find somewhere where there's almost like what would have been a crossroads in the town, somewhere where there's not going to be any potential damage or any potential like dangers or anything like that. He's going to sit down in the middle and just sort of kind of close his eyes and just sort of almost meditate, sort of clear his thoughts and try and sort of understand what's happening and what this means, in case there's anything that he can maybe harness.
Can you be specific for just me? What do you mean what this means? Like, I guess, what are you trying to get to?
So when I say what this means is this goddess has sort of latched herself onto Gale in some way. So I think he's going to try and maybe reach out and see if there's like a connection there, whether it's just like an aspect of her powers that's maybe latched on, what the extent of this whole thing is, I suppose. I'm trying to be a bit more specific, but there's a lot of mystery here.
Okay, so you want to know why Ice Queen kind of, or well, I guess the extent of her attaching herself to you, right?
Yeah, the extent, and if there's anything that I can do now because of that. And if it has any consequence on my soul.
I mean,
Celia will have followed him, not super closely, but just close enough to keep him in her eye line.
I love this.
And be able to interfere if something goes wrong, because she's just like, Cedar's gonna be safe in Cozy Nest, short of possible pixie drugs.
Go ahead and let's just say you roll a stealth then for now, because they did specify that they wanted to kind of be a little bit more away from everybody.
No, you're in my rolling space. Hey, scoot your tooch. It's
He's sitting on your dice.
He's now fighting me. He thinks we're playing. Hey, I need to roll them something. Need to roll something, buddy. Please. You might have to just
My kitten steals my dice. I have found little dice call traps around my entire house because she steals them.
go over to her.
I love it.
Okay, stealth. Wow, that's a 13.
Okay. And then, of course, go ahead and roll a perception, Gale, just to see if you notice her trying to be sneaky.
I mean, my passive is 16.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be actively looking for her, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I'm just sort of,
Yeah. So if you don't want to roll and you just want to go passive, you know someone just through the shifting of dirt and some cracking and some buildings that are kind of being disturbed. You know someone is close to your vicinity. But if you're only doing passive, you're not able to tell really who it is and what their means are, but you can tell that they are kind of almost keeping a tail on you, just from a passive. But it doesn't stop what you're doing at all or anything like that.
No, he's going to be sort of aware of that. Like if it's a potential threat, he's going to be sort of ready to defend himself. But he's going to focus primarily on what he's got in mind.
Okay. So you just kind of go into a meditative state, and you're just trying to figure stuff out. What does that look like? Is there any offering? Is there any ritual? Or are you just trying to sit in kind of silence and just connect with yourself in this new connection?
Well, I think Gale would potentially... He'd have a couple of candles in his bag that he's been carrying with him for such occasions. So he'll probably light a couple, maybe pour out a little bit of water onto the ground, just as he's sort of used to that at this point. He'll then sort of sit cross-legged, sort of close his eyes. He won't take a deep breath as such because he doesn't sort of need that to calm him. But he'll sort of close his eyes and just sort of try and block everything out and just sort of focus on inside him and yeah, just sort of, yeah. I don't know.
Okay, no, you're good. Then what I would like you to do is go ahead and either roll a nature or religion, whichever is higher for you.
I will take religion. It's an intelligence-based roll. This is not going to go well. Dirty 20.
Okay.
Hey.
So as you're kind of in this trance-like state, you disassociate to everything around you. Time around you actually begins to freeze. What Celia will notice is that whenever she takes a breath, her warm air actually that she's exhaling becomes ice crystallizations and kind of sinks to the ground a little bit with just a puff, and it's just, she can see her breath, and the entire area actually freezes and kind of goes cold. And Gale, you don't really feel any of that, though. But what you notice in front of you is that you hear the cracking of the water you poured onto the ground turn into ice and actually kind of crack. The candles themselves that you lit turn from wax to just icicles, with the flame actually frozen inside, still burning, as this cold kind of takes over the entire area. And you reach out for understanding, and you actually roll a really good roll. And you remember that, again, she who blessed you was the one who was essentially the sole enemy of Shanti. And so that question kind of burns in your mind as well, of like, well, why did you answer the call? And she kind of says in her own way, and you get more of an inflection of feeling more than actual words, but you get an understanding of roles. You feel that one cannot truly survive without the other. And so, although Shanti is the enemy, Auriel's existence can't be. Her cycle can't be. Her balance can't exist without Shanti. And the issue with Shanti is that she's more, instead of life, you feel, when you kind of feel Auriel in the ice, and then she emulates a feeling of Shanti, and where you would expect to feel springtime and wheat fields in your fingertips and that familiar spring happy worship, flowers, roses, sustenance that you would feel whenever praying to Shanti before, you feel a second winter, a coldness, a poison of fields, and of essentially death. And you realize that with Shanti being a second winter, there is a chance that spring will never come to this world again. And that is why. So there's a bit of a competition of winters, but also, even though Auriel hates her, the cycle has to exist. And she is helping you because she wants the cycle restored.
See.
And are you asking for a boon?
I would say yes. Sort of within Gale's own mind, he's going to. Don't know why I've got my eyes closed. I was really going into the meditation stuff. He's going to ask, if you're here to help me, I need to be more than what I am right now. My friends and I, we've travelled so far, we've fought so hard, and yet, right now, before you came along, I was at the weakest that I've been in a very long time. I have to be more than just a man if I'm going to do this. Before, I was a champion of Shanti, the Fey Queen, and they granted me gifts, powers. I'm not trying to sound demanding, but what is it that you can offer? What would you have me wield?
Okay, let me see if I can... I'm going to try something. I'm going to see if it works. If it doesn't, I'll explain it. So give me 1 second.
Okay. I had my eyes closed there for like a really long time. It's like, must roleplay, must do this.
I'm just have off the bit. I have epic musical note playing in my head.
Oh, because I said something about being more than just a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just a man.
So I'll become the monster. Kind of works. What's Celia thinking right now? I'm kind of curious.
I'm excited to see what happens.
This is what I got so far of my little guy. He's a little guy.
It's a little head.
He's just a little guy.
He's
Just a baby.
Uber kitty.
I did think of something I wanted to do, if that's all right.
Yeah, probably once Gale's done his thing.
No, you're not allowed. You're banned. No, I'm kidding.
You've done enough.
How dare you want to do something in D&D?
Yeah, I know, right?
How dare you want to actively participate and play the game?
Yeah,
Is it
I'm
gonna
just so
break-
selfish.
It's taking forever. Sorry.
Oh gosh.
You're good. I'm just sitting and making my penguin.
Playing with this random piece of sponge that was inside my my dice jar.
I'm just sat here.
I will drop it into maps.
Okay.
Yeah! Woohoo!
You feel an excruciating pain emanating from your back. As, for a brief moment, you fade out of consciousness. As every inch of your body feels like it's frozen as ice, before all of it then permeates to your back, where those chrysalises were kind of bumping out again, as they emerge and crack and burst open with a frost. And
Oh,
Whoa, that's cool.
this is
I like that.
this is the answer. You requested a change, a boon, a gift, and she gave you a gift in the only way that she could understand, as ice emanates from you. The air around you freezes constantly. The coldness, the eternal winter that every step you will bring with you emanates from your person. Your boon was given. And how that will come to be in the future, we will discover. But let's just say that you made your bed. And you have your boon.
Yep. I can't say I've missed that pain. Ow. Thank you. Not gonna lie, I've missed being able to fly.
I'm gonna try this just in general, and I'll try to fix up the picture a little bit later.
Cool.
Oh, cool.
I may call on you again at certain points if things are needed. But I will do what I can to try and stop her. But just know that I'm not doing this because I want to end things. I want to keep this world alive. There's a balance. I think you understand that. I'd like to keep this balance. I might not be what you need or want, or even what you asked for. And I'm okay with that. But if our goals align even just a little bit, I'd appreciate the help. I just think it's important to be honest.
And as you kind of open your eyes from the meditation, you get this flashing image of a humanoid form of ice, a lot more pure looking, and it looks like you're looking into a different world for a moment, as the entire cityscape in front of you is completely frozen, and you see what looks to be a woman made of ice and icy ness in like a blue dress that flows, stand in front of you with her back turned, and she kind of tilts her head back, and then when you blink, she's gone, but the entire frozen cityscape remains.
Well, shit. Okay. Gale's gonna stand up. Whoever's out there, you can come out.
I'm
It's me.
assuming this icy landscape's not in Gale's head, and it's actually like just this. What happened around
Yes,
him?
so basically as you were kind of watching all this happen, the ground beneath your feet actually froze, and froze you to the ground. So when you pick up your foot for that first step, the ice that is kind of binding you to the ground cracks with like this whipping crack sound as the ice kind of shatters as you move up your foot off the ground, as you were kind of frozen there in that moment.
Celia does kind of just break her feet free, and she's just like, you chose a path.
Yes, and I'm still me. No dark, vindictive thoughts, no want of genocide. I am still Gale.
I'm glad.
I just didn't want to do this right by the nest, and I think I made a good call.
Yes, I'm pretty sure Mother Sergine would be angry if ice covered her cozy nest.
Yeah, well, I also didn't want to hurt anybody.
She kind of just pats Gale on the head. Good pancake.
I know you're still maybe not convinced by what I said the other day, but I mean it. I'm not in this for power or glory, Celia. I just want to help people. And sometimes you have to do things that you don't agree with.
I don't doubt your intent, Gale. But intent doesn't always determine an outcome.
I know. I've read enough about people who thought they were doing good deeds and they ended up making mistakes. But I think with you guys here, I'm going to try not to make mistakes. I'm probably going to make them. I can't guarantee that I'm going to make the right choices, but I just want to do good.
I know. We should get you back to the cozy nest, though.
Yeah, I think Cedar might be interested in what's just happened.
Also, please know, if you sacrifice yourself to Winter, I'm bringing you back just to kill you again.
Love you too.
It's
Sorry.
best for me, or if Mother Jean would be very upset.
Yeah, I don't want her to be hurt or to upset her. I could never do that to her. Because I think it might just break me.
Good. That might be strong enough to keep you from going down the path that you... Well, anyway. I wish you a good night. And she kind of, like, moves a little faster than you.
And he'll start heading back to the nest. And then, I don't know if Rain wants to do anything in the meantime while Gale's doing his thing and just sort of coming back.
Winnie.
Winnie's actually going to approach Gale
Winnie.
before he leaves.
Oh, okay.
She's going to go, hey, do you remember when we talked about me using the airship crystals to try and basically enhance teleportation?
Yeah, I remember that.
I want to try that with my new weird powers.
Oh.
Can I break off some crystal and give it a go? From the broken one.
I mean, yeah, if it's broken, we're not going to be able to repair it, I guess. Sure.
I mean, it's your call. If you say no, I don't blame you. But I had to consult you first. It was the right thing to do.
Okay, I appreciate that. If it's in the broken one and there's no way we can fix it, I don't see any harm.
That second part, I can't guarantee. I don't know if it can be fixed or not. But
Right.
I mean, as far as the 4 of us are aware, it can't.
How much do you need? I'm just thinking if it can be fixed, we need as much as possible, right?
Doku, how much is left?
Just of the broken crystal?
Uh-huh.
Probably half of it. So, I mean, you're looking at 150 pounds of... I mean, it's what the remaining crystal is probably the size of you.
Right.
So it's probably like
And how much is that
150
in
pounds.
not freedom units?
Oh, hold on. It's 10.7 stone.
Okay.
So she's gonna go, what if I take, like, 1-2% of it right now, and a little more if it works?
Yes, about what? 4 or 5%? Yeah, that works.
Probably total, yeah. That's my
Yeah.
plan.
Yeah, I don't see any problem with that. It might just mean lesser output if we do get it fixed, but hey, go for it.
Thank you so much. Because if this works, I might be able to move us around without walking. Because no offense, that sucked. And I don't even walk anymore.
Yeah, I do miss my wings. Yeah, if you want to give it a go. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
If this works, I'm crediting you.
Credit yourself. That's your achievement.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the materials came from somewhere.
Oh, well, look. See what you can do. If you can, amazing. If not, it's okay.
Sweet. Also, think about what kind of bread you want tomorrow.
Hmm.
Because I kind of like the idea of taking requests now for what we want to do for dinners.
Okay. Do I have to tell you now, or do I tell you in the morning?
No, take your time. Take your time. It's always better that way.
Okay, cool. I will do that. Gale will do that as he's walking back after the wings.
And so Winnie will kind of follow in Gale's footsteps a little bit, but not literally. And go out somewhere far off from the cozy nest to do the experimentation in case things go terribly wrong.
Once again, when we're walking back, when he interrupts Gale and then goes off, Celia proceeds to be like, "Oh, great," and starts following Winnie, but from like a decent distance.
Well, no, this all happened. I would imagine these two left simultaneously. Because this happened before, because the conversation with Gale was before he left.
Oh, okay, so right it in. Okay.
So you'd have to pick who to follow.
So I still follow Gale, because she trusts Winnie to survive more than Gale.
Valid.
Fucking rude. Ouch.
I trust Rain as a player to survive more than you.
Yeah.
Oh, you just decided to go all in on that one, didn't you?
I doubled down.
Doubled down hard.
I mean, fucking fair, I guess, but
Oh my God.
I think what she's trying to say is I would never let my character face an unplanned death.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I just don't plan. It's more fun that way.
Well, right, but I just mean like if I don't know about it, it's probably not happening because I built my character that fucking crazily.
Fair. I'm not mad.
Yeah. But so Winnie's gonna go, and she's actually gonna also kind of use this as a personal test, and she kind of starts to like drive the shards of the crystal into her left arm, to like kind of become one with it. but also to test if she can still feel pain in this new body.
So you're trying to kind of take the gemstone and like fuse them into your like cracks?
Into my being,
Okay.
effectively. No, well, no, not my cracks. I like that phrasing a lot.
It's funny, actually. I didn't do that on purpose.
I know.
Because you have
No,
the
she's like-
crystalline structure that kind of weaves through your skin.
Oh, I forgot about that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely,
So
she
that's
would definitely aim for that.
Yeah, so you're trying to put these I guess earthen flight crystals into the
Yes.
blue frame crystalline that kind of travels through your because
And all the while, because she wants to do something weird with this, because I had a really cool idea just now, she's gonna focus all of her mental energy that she has aside from doing this on she's gonna focus all of what's left into the rift, and that one singular thought is gonna be basically the construction of her own realm for the purpose of transportation. Basically, she wants to make a pocket dimension that she can move around to move safely, and to basically, you know how like taking one step in the Feywild is like taking 7 in the material plane, and just those kind of weird distortions.
It's like that. I'm thinking Scott Pilgrim. There's that sort of like other dimension that Ramona uses to move around. That's sort of the idea I'm getting.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
And that is what she's ultimately trying to achieve. It to some capacity. It doesn't have to be all at once. She's just trying to build something from that, some part of to show it's working.
Cool.
All right. So let's see here. You just on your own. You're like, got these stones, got these crystals. Let's make something of myself.
Literally.
And, so you realize what you're doing is you're already altered by the cosmos of just the all, right? You saw the all, the wild magic, the world's reshaping, just the rift, and almost as if you're obsessed with it now, you were like, well, how can I use this, right? And you take some of these earthen crystals that you got that were flying the ship, and you attempt to push them into your skin, into your crystalline cracks that kind of make up your scars, and you kind of shatter them and push them into the rift, as you said. I think I heard, and you focus solely on just creating a place inside the all, the everything, the expansive cosmos. You focus on trying to create this pocket. And so what I need from you, let's run the gauntlet again.
Love it.
So I need a strength, dex, intelligence, wisdom,
Okay.
and charisma.
All 6.
All 6 saving throws.
Love it. Charisma 17.
Okay.
17 intelligence and 18 wisdom.
Okay. Strength on con.
Okay. That is 22 constitution. Why can't I math right now? Another 22 constitution, or not constitution, dexterity. Jeez. And then a dirty 20 strength.
Okay. So you feel a massive amount of resistance as you're kind of trying to force against something. It's like putting a small leaf, a dry, brittle leaf, into a raging, rapid river, and you put the leaf in, and the leaf essentially just disintegrates as you fall into the rift below your feet. And again, you feel like you are everywhere and nowhere, alive and dead, as you focus your entire mind on creating a safe place in this place. And you anchor your thoughts solely to creation. Not the creation of the world, but the creation of just you and power and manifestation. And you focus extremely hard. And this stone that shouldn't be here evaporates almost instantly. And the pieces around it almost form a bit of a dust cloud around you, and your consciousness actually bleeds through. Your body doesn't really have a space here, but you do seem aware, as the wild shape magic also then, you feel it almost peppering you like invisible radiation from like uranium, as thousands of tiny streams start to poke holes into your very being as you kind of remain aware, as these crystal reflections that have evaporated around you kind of form almost like a smoke shield, a bubble. And you start to swim through this cosmos of everything, this infinity, and you pop out the other side. And a rift opens in front of you, and you kind of pull yourself through it, or at least your consciousness, as your body kind of births from a crack in the ground on the other side of Bearvein. You feel like you teleported, and you did. You moved a short distance, but you feel like you also still left a little bit more of you behind in that transfer. As the blue flame kind of erupts underneath your feet. And there's now probably 100 yards, or no, 100, we'll say 100 meters, or 300 feet around you, is this field of blue flame that just created under your feet on the opposite end of Bearvein, that just illuminates against the night sky a soft blue glow. And we'll say that's what happens.
And then, so is camp closer to the blue fire, or farther?
You're on the edge of town now, so on maps I'll probably move you.
Right, but so where is the fire in conjunction to them?
Oh, it's nowhere near you or anybody else.
Okay.
So you popped out on the other corner of Bearvein, and it's probably around you about 300 feet, but the whole city is probably a mile long. So
right.
It's far enough away from everybody else. So you moved away, and then the fire erupted under your feet.
Then she's gonna take like another hour and just focus on closing that rift, and just like not expend as much of herself as she did with the teleportation, because she doesn't want to overexert herself before bed. But she will spend like an hour just trying to close it. and see if she can.
Yeah, in the first few moments after you erupt from the crag, your thoughts are very jumbled. You're trying to think of how to close it, but then you can't even really fully remember how to use your hands for a moment, as
Okay.
you're like kind of like thinking about, oh, maybe if I just cover it in dirt, but then you're just kind of like waving at nothing, as the world around you kind of doesn't make a lot of sense right away. And then you kind of breathe through it for a moment, and the flames around you start to subside. As you just breathing and thinking, after about 5 or 10 minutes, it'll close, and you're still kind of just hovering over a rift.
Okay, then she will head back and go to bed.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say she specifically sleeps outside the cozy nest.
Okay. You are alone outside the cozy nest. It's a really cold night. It really shouldn't be, but it's very, very cold.
I just had to go and play God.
Oh, damn.
I guess the others have returned to the cozy nest by now.
I'd say so, probably.
Yeah.
I think Cedar would have tried to, like, while everyone else is doing their thing, try and kind of get Mai into her room and kind of, like, settle down in her bed. Because, like, the cozy nest spell created a room for Mai.
And as you kind of go in, it's just a giant library. And in the middle of the room, there is a pedestal with a sign-in book to the library or her bedroom. And it's 700 names of every student, and all of them are crossed out except for yours.
That's really sad.
Doku.
I'm getting blinded every time I try and lean forward. Every time I try to go towards the screen, I get, like, absolutely blinded. Thank you.
It's not on my penguin. Oh no, don't do that. Penguins are not chairs.
I think she's gonna try and just kind of get Mai settled into the bed. She's gonna close the book because she's like, Mai probably doesn't need to see that, like, just yet. Basically, trying to, like, tuck in a drunk person.
She's just along for the ride. She's pretty, like, 1,000 yards stared away, and she's able to kind of function. She's just moving kind of very slow. She's not really saying anything coherent as you kind of tuck her into bed, and she just kind of lays there stiff as a board. Her pupils still dilated, and her eyes kind of half close, as almost to, like, imitate sleep. Gale, you had cast Luster Restoration on her earlier, and it didn't work. Just to clarify.
I do think.
Okay.
Cool.
She's gonna kind of, like, then exit the room to kind of let Mai get some rest, and she's gonna instruct one of the little nestlings, just kind of like, hey, keep an eye on her, make sure she doesn't get out without us knowing.
So you see the nestling actually look at you, and then both of its eyes merge into one eye, and then get really big, so it takes up about 75% of the nestling's surface area, as it kind of waddles into the room and, like, stays there and watches her.
It's really cute.
That'd be horrifying to wake up to.
Oh, absolutely horrifying, but really cute for us. And she's gonna kind of wander out and kind of, like, sit down on one of the couches and kind of just wait for the rest of the others to get back. She's gonna kind of...
Interestingly enough, hi Zen. Do you want your mom? She's in the room, isn't she? Yeah. I don't know if you just heard my cat yell at the door. But interestingly enough, your cozy nest is actually a few degrees colder than it normally is.
Sorry.
And you can actually feel that it's because of a magical force. Because it's your nest, it's your spell, you can actually feel another more powerful magic present that's causing the cold. It's not harmful in any way. It's just noticeable.
Pretty fine with it because like talons would probably be built for warmth, so it doesn't really bother her. It's more just as she notices it, goes about her day.
Cool. It just goes about her day.
Just hey, Gale.
Hey, how are you? How's Mai?
I think she's asleep in there. I got her tucked in and stuff. Got one of the nestlings to watch her just to make sure she's okay, doesn't like throw up or something.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
Yeah, how you handling it?
I'm okay. It's just, it's sad to see her like that.
Yeah.
But I understand why. I understand why.
Yeah, I've seen that look in her eye a couple of times. It's tough because there's some things that, as a healer, you just can't fix yourself. You kind of have to let the patient do it on their own terms. All you can do is just be there and support them.
Yeah. You'd want to sit down?
Yeah, sure. They'll sort of sit down and sort of try and make sure his wings don't get in the way at all.
Oh my gosh! Wait, those are new?
Yeah,
Oh.
please don't get mad, I may have communed with the goddess and
Oh,
asked
okay.
her what she could offer me.
So, what's the general vibe you got? Like, does she seem nice? Or.
I get the sense that she's not. It's kind of complicated. Her and Shanti are rivals, so it makes sense that she chose me as, I don't know, a champion or not.
A bit petty of her in a way. Kind of funny.
Yeah. It's like there's almost like two winters. There's her winter, and there's a winter that Shanti's causing by being aligned with that Owlin guy.
Wow.
She's been corrupted by his anger and his hatred. I think she wants the cycle to continue.
Like,
not Shanti.
balance it?
Yeah.
Oh.
They're like
What was that?
opposites to one another.
So while Shanti is out of whack, Auriel will be nicer? Am I understanding
It's
that?
theory, but I don't honestly know yet. I was honest and I said to her, if we're going to work together, it's got to be to keep people safe, to restore the balance.
That's good. I like
Yeah.
that. The wings are cool. They look really awesome.
Yeah, they're certainly different.
Welcome to the multiple sets of wings club.
Yeah. I've forgotten how much it hurts to grow them.
Oh, yeah, I don't envy that.
No. Well, last time it was, I think, less painful because they were just sort of slowly growing. But these just sort of popped out.
Oh.
I'm okay.
Good?
Yeah, I'm okay. Just, I don't know, getting used to it again.
I bet. We should go on a flight sometime soon.
Yeah, like the old days.
Yeah.
I'd like that.
I'm not sure what how we proceed from here. I mean, obviously, go and get your mom, but
Yeah.
I can't believe that Mai's right about us not being able to do anything. I refuse to believe that.
No.
But I also don't really know. I don't have a plan.
Well, she said that the four of us wouldn't be able to stand against an army. And I mean, she's kind of right. You know, when we free fell from that skyship, we had all of our powers. We were at the top of our game, and we were still brought down by the army. Just because we can't stand against an army doesn't mean we can't stand against the person leading the army. We
just have to
separate
be a
them.
little more clever about it.
Yeah, we just have to be tactical.
Okay.
You know, and if we face the head of the army, we bring them down. That could cause confusion, could cause them to scatter. Might buy us a few seconds at least.
True. And
There's just
if this
it's
is what
too
the
much
king's doing, I hesitate to say it, but there's no way it wouldn't be easy to cause a little bit of a stir.
I think no matter what happens, we're going to cause a stir. I mean,
We
just
could-
look at us. We're going to cause a stir walking in. Like,
Yeah, we aren't exactly inconspicuous.
maybe that's a good thing. I've been thinking about what we do, because if we succeed and we win, they're going to need someone to run things. I say we give it to the people.
That could be good, yeah.
We depose the king. We set up a council of respected individuals that have influence and have the backing of the people. We're just the figureheads.
Yeah. I like that idea. I don't want to do a sort of, oh, hey, I'm Queen of the Blessed Isles coming in and taking the throne. I don't want to do that.
No.
I know that could technically be an idea, but I would rather it not be.
Yeah, and I'd rather not be any sort of god, but I don't know, when I spoke to her, I told her that to survive, to win, that I needed to become more than what I am. Right now, you know, I'm mortal. Flesh and blood. If I die, I die. Maybe there's a chance to bring me back, but I don't know. You know, if we defeat the king, we've still got to deal with the whole cycle and Spellplague.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I need to be much more than what I am if I've got even a chance of fulfilling this prophecy. It's been on my mind for a long time now. Ever since the monastery, I've just been thinking about it non-stop.
I get where you're going with this, but don't forget that what you are right now is also pretty spectacular. Just my
I'm
opinion.
spectacular isn't enough to save the world, Celia. But I appreciate it.
So I was talking with Celia, and she said that Mistra's been dead for centuries, which was news to me.
She's got us at
Mistra. But that seems to be part of the reason there's Spellplague going on. The imbalance. The Fae aren't strong enough to balance that out with the gods.
So she must have been keeping it at bay somehow by being a paragon of magic. This is an anti-magic plague. She must have been strong enough to keep it in check.
Like a pressure gauge of sorts. So
Yeah.
I've been thinking, and theoretically speaking, if we put a pressure gauge back in place of where there's one missing, maybe that can rebalance things.
We may have to deal with the residual effects of it, but
I mean, yes, but better to deal with residual effects than the whole system toppling down.
and you're thinking you're the pressure gauge, aren't you?
Am I that obvious?
Well, Mystra is a goddess revered by wizards. You're a wizard. You've had a fascination with magic since you were a little owlet. It kind of makes sense.
I've been thinking about it for a while. And Kidis became a goddess.
Yeah.
I don't think becoming a goddess is necessarily what is needed. Because the gods and the Fae don't seem aligned.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, though, if a mortal were to become a Fae queen, you'd have the perspective. Because they're probably not going to like hearing me say this, but sometimes I think they forget the mortal side of things.
You could say that. I talk from experience.
And I've been open about the fact that I never wanted to become queen of the Blessed Isle. I mean, I've been open about that with you.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if becoming queen on my own terms, this way, is what's in store.
Do you think that's something that you would be prepared for?
I haven't been prepared for any of this.
See,
So-
that being queen of an
I don't-
island nation, that's one thing. But being a queen of the concept of magic, I may not know much, but that's a whole different ballpark. I'm not doubting your abilities because, let's face it, you are... Go ahead.
Sorry, you first, sorry.
I was going to say, I'm not doubting your abilities because you are powerful, you are strong. I think stronger than you know, but it's big.
I know, but can I admit something?
Yeah.
I've never
course.
cared about the power of magic. It's not what drew me to it. It was one of the first things that ever made sense to me. People didn't make sense to me. Happened in my childhood didn't make sense to me. What happened to my brother didn't make sense to me. Still doesn't. But magic made sense. And magic was there when I needed it. In a twisted way, becoming the Queen of Magic sounds more palatable than becoming the Queen of my people. It's one of those things that's there for me and one wasn't. I mean, I know I am an Owlin, but I barely know anything about my home that I learned past the age of 10. I became their queen, and I would rule them and protect them to the best of my abilities, but I know... I mean, look at me. I'm an amalgamation of my own mistakes and my own choices. And that is both good and bad. But one thing I know that I'm not is good at politics or good at small talk. And if I can be completely honest, those nobles make me want to ram my head into a marble column. Most of them. The Judge Obscura, though, he seems fine. He seems fine. Down to earth. Good fella. But the Fae don't scare me like they do.
I guess And when I say next part, it's not meant as an insult or any sort of offense. But I can understand that because it feels like you felt like an outcast for most of your life. So the fact. And, if anybody knows what that feels like, it's me. There's nobody like me, as far as I know, in this world. I still don't know anything about who I am. But you got a chance to understand, and the world let you down. Look, whatever you decide, I've got your back.
The beauty of it, really. Magic. That's what drew me to it and what makes sense. That's part of why I hate seeing all of this wreckage burned down, because I know just how beautiful this town was, and even if I didn't let myself realize it before, the people here too were beautiful. I'm sure that I would see the beauty in my people if I got to actually meet some of the commoners. That'd be nice. I feel like I'd probably get along better with them, really.
Yeah, well, all life is beautiful in its own way, and magic is as much a part of that as anything. It makes sense.
And I've been thinking about it, and maybe that is the solution, but I am a little apprehensive.
Yeah, understandably.
And I don't want this to be I don't want to be kidding myself. I mean, I'm already bad at being a queen in this life, so. And don't try and tell me that that's not true. No, it's true. I mean, I was just talking about it with Celia.
I wasn't going to say it wasn't true.
Good.
Sorry.
No, don't be. I need to know, in your honest opinion, do you think this is somewhat realistic, or am I kidding myself?
Cedar, we're talking about becoming gods, goddesses, fey queens, and stopping a fiery plague that steals magic. I think we left realism behind a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I think there's a chance that it could do something. I guess I'm just a little bit scared.
Me too. But if this is what we all end up becoming,
yeah,
at least we did it together. And as she says that, she's gonna kind of just take his hand and just kind of hold it.
I just don't want to go through all this and lose each other.
Then we decide not.
Yeah, I know that's unrealistic of me to ask.
I don't see why not.
Well, if this works, you'll have a whole host of new responsibilities. I might even start calling you Your Highness.
Oh gosh, no! Don't start that again. Don't start that again.
As you wish.
I think if we want to make sure that we come out the other end same people we are now, it's a matter of deciding that and sticking to it. I mean, if you'd asked me when I was leaving the school, if you'd asked me, could a hag deal be broken? I would have said, no, I've read they can't be.
Yeah. Well,
Sure, it cost me my wings, but I learned something amazing.
I've learned so much being around you and this group. You know, I still have a lot to learn, but I feel like I'm greater.
Me too. Thank
I
you.
hope you're not cold, by the way.
I'm actually okay with it.
Oh.
I mean, we were at the Blessed Isle. I think it was about winter time when we were there for the election, but normally it's a bit chillier in the Isles than it is over on this continent. It's always a little too warm here for me anyway, so it's actually rather a comfort.
Oh, that's
When you're covered with a layer of feathers, things get warm pretty fast.
yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. Are you cold?
Not really. I don't really feel it. I don't know, it's weird.
And she's just gonna kind of like her wing is gonna kind of come around his shoulder, and she's gonna kind of sit there comfortably.
Although that does feel nice.
Good.
Celia had overheard this conversation, but she's not just going to disturb it.
She's just standing behind the couch.
No, not like behind the couch. Like
Are you her paramour, Gale?
she would have like
She's like, I know it.
but she like cause she would have came in with Gale, but probably would have gone over to her room, just kind of but left the door cracked open, just listening in.
Yeah.
Before closing the door. Oh.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
But let me know when it's my turn.
yeah,
And when everyone else is in bed and sleeping.
I think after a bit, Cedar's gonna kind of turn in for the night.
Yeah. Thank you for everything.
Thank you for everything. I meant what I was saying to Mai, that I've become greater because of you and the others. Between you and me. Especially you. Good night, Gale.
Good night.
And she's gonna go to bed.
Okay, well everyone's asleep.
I'm terrified but excited to hear what happens.
Bad.
You guys want to see something
I'm
funny
doing a
before we get
raid.
started?
Huh?
That's hilarious. So we didn't get 40 likes on that last video, right? So my wife got tea with no boba.
Oh.
Yeah, that's funny.
See,
That was
guys,
odd.
your actions have consequences.
She couldn't get boba.
No.
Bad.
No boba for her. But anyways, yes, please continue.
But Celia will have gone into her room. And she'll take 2 coins out of her own little purse, not off the horn. But she will proceed to kind of lay them down, almost like eyes.
Ooh.
And then she will start a prayer. Vaeltaa, I know that you won't speak to me, and I know you will probably be a little mad that I am speaking to you. You sent me out on this journey to protect them and to help them achieve their goals. And you sent me out to, as I quote, learn the truth of free will and what it means to me. However, I do know that you said that there was a purpose with this. That you wanted me to become your high priestess. to serve you in a way that only I could. Serve you as a counterbalance. But I find myself against a bit of a wall. Your party members are not exactly built for the goals they have set out to achieve.
Translated. Vaeltaa, give me patience, because if you gave me strength, I would need bail money too.
Translation, Vaeltaa, your friends are fucking stupid.
But I do see a path, and I believe it aligns with what you want me to do. And she kind of stands up, but it still keeps her focus on the prayer. I would like the abilities to tie people, their essence, whether that is a soul or the essence of their divinity, to contracts. To ensure, in the same way that the gods tie mortals to their contracts, into their oaths, into their will, I would like the ability to tie them into contract utilizing their own essence. This way, I believe I can serve both what you want as your high priestess and help Mother Strigine achieve her goal. This contract would have to be along with both, similar to, of course, how gods do to mortals. Both sides must agree to it. Both sides must be aware of the terms of the contracts, and both sides must agree to the meaning of the contracts. And both sides must sign before it becomes valid. Please grant me this. I won't disturb you again.
Above game, just as a DM,
Yep.
wouldn't a contract, even one agreed to, potentially be... I mean, a contract is binding. Isn't any binding against free will?
So basically the concept is this is going to, it is still free will. Like, you can leave the contract if both sides agree. But the idea is you remember when Kittis both, like, she wanted free will, but to be as a counterbalance to the fact that gods keep taking advantage of mortals? The general concept is basically Celia would be able to see all the intentions in terms of the contract and become the ultimate intermediary, where basically the contract would have to be agreed upon both not only by letter of law, but also spirit of it. And it basically would give her the ability to be the, like I said, the ultimate intermediary.
Celia is the party's lawyer, confirmed.
If
If
Killis
that
was
makes sense.
FBI, Celia is the next.
She doesn't fully understand what it would look like, but above game, it would basically be the sight into the spirit and understanding of the contract. And make it so both sides, no matter what, will be able to know every term of the contract and every in basically if the god tries to force the spirit of the contract, or the law of the contract, but not the spirit of the contract, it'll make it so the mortal can leave it. Or even on the other side, that the god can leave it.
So you're not looking to make the contract?
Yeah, sorry, I worded it weird.
No, it's okay. So you wish to be able to break the contracts of other gods.
Be able to form and break contracts, basically.
Okay.
Be as like an intermediary.
Gotcha. You probably wouldn't be able to break a contract that's already been posted, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you probably wouldn't, because now what you're doing is using Vaeltaa's power against whatever god's power used made that contract in a direct conflict, right?
Yeah.
And so that would be powers probably above what you could do in a request like this. But you could probably intermediary, like, in deals, just naturally. But what is going to happen? And we'll play this out.
Wait 2 seconds.
1, 2, no. So we'll play it out, though, because I think that she sent you on a lesson of learning and to find your own journey, right? And she would probably trust your intentions. But you're asking for the ability to make essentially celestial contracts under Vaeltaa, which again on above game, that sounds like it would go against free will, right? Contracts in general. But she trusts your intent. So she's going to give you 5 blank scrolls with a place for 2 signatures. And these are going to be enchanted scrolls, and they're going to have Vaeltaa's seal directly stamped on them and enchanted with her power. So that is what she gives you. But they're completely blank aside from the 2 signature lines in her signature. Or her seal.
Okay. And she will take them and do a little bow to Vaeltaa, and she's like, "Thank you." And I will add that to my inventory as a custom item.
That's cool.
And from there, she'll kind of just keep watch over the cozy nest.
Yeah. I'll say there's a little handwritten note in there too. That just says something like, "For your journey."
Oh,
Cute.
So I put a small little mock-up of Cozy Nest on maps. I don't know if you guys saw that.
I like it. It's really cute.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah.
That's where you guys are at. So since we are a player down, do you guys want to take just a quick 5-minute refresh break?
sounds good.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. I'll put us in break. I'll see you guys in just a few minutes.
My neck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll just take a 5-minute.
Hello.
Salutations.
Hello.
James.
By the way, guys, look. Malachite bracelet.
Don't
worry,
eat
I'm
it.
very careful about not getting it wet. I'm also not going to eat it.
She didn't let me lick it.
Obviously, I didn't let you lick it.
We gotta test if it's real malachite.
That's not how we should test that. In fact, there's several other ways that we should before resorting to that.
I think
Look,
it's
just
fast.
because it looks like a gummy. Gosh, it was when we went to the Natural History Museum and we were looking through the all the crystals. I kept saying I wanted to eat the malachite.
I'm just like, no, you can't do that. Don't do that.
But I want.
Why not?
Because
It
it's
look-
toxic.
It looks like an apple-flavored hard candy.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
That will kill you, or at the very least make you feel very bad.
So why do you get to wear it?
'Cause I'm not consuming it, Harry.
So you're
Not yet.
You're microdosing?
Oh my gosh.
She's
I
pulling
don't
up
get
for
it
us.
wet, it's fine.
You can't eat it.
Oh my goodness sakes. I love y'all.
Alright, last one I'll do. I posted it for Celia. There you go. I just fully covered.
Fully covered. Hold on. That's better.
That's cool.
I think
Yeah.
good skin.
I was only
That's
doing
cool.
the slits on that one because she's a monk, you know what I mean?
The problem is you wear pants, but
Yeah.
but this works.
I was basing it off of the original thing. I'm
And have the
sure.
slit as well for mobility. Yeah,
Yeah.
she can do both.
I'm sure I'll base it off. Like we'll get real art eventually, I'm sure, but
Actually, when I'm willing to pay for it.
Oh yeah, and then we can get it in Ava's style.
Yeah.
yeah.
That'd be cool.
It's funny because your character is just it's down there with like a background sitting, and I'm like,
All the characters are standing, Celia just chilling.
yeah. But what's cool is I use this and I base it off the original image when I generated it. So
I like
Nice.
that.
yeah. But anyways, we will worry about that later. But cool. So over the night, the ice had kind of melted, and the temperature actually seems to have regulated itself, and you can kind of see the sun in through the windows naturally as the coziness is kind of letting in a little bit of natural light from the outside as kind of the dawn of a new day really kind of starts. Mai kind of wakes up silently and kind of shuffles out and grabs just a little bit of what food is kind of left out and kind of sits silently in kind of the common area of the cozy nest, and just keeping to herself, kind of dealing with feelings of shame or feelings of embarrassment, as well as just the general unwellness of just not dealing with the trauma of losing her entire life. But she just sits and quietly reads a small book as you guys begin to kind of stir. Winnie, you probably are outside, not noticing too much. Really, there's not too many people here. There are a couple of stragglers just around, but mostly people keeping to themselves. You'll probably hear a few people stir throughout the night, just kind of looking for lost things in the wreckage of the city. But when they kind of see you, it's like deer in the headlights, and they kind of bail versus actually trying to mess with you. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's how you guys kind of wake up in the morning.
I'm gonna say that Winnie throughout the entire night, not that anyone would have noticed because they were all inside Cozy Nest, but throughout the entirety of the night, Winnie was just sleep talking, having full-blown conversations. Because in her head, she's touched the rift enough that in her head, she's like full-on reliving memories from her past parties, but this is like a memory with all of them melded together. So she's like introducing party to party to party to party.
Oh, that's so sad.
And she's having the time of her life, and it doesn't sink in until around the time that she should be waking up that none of it's real. And that's what wakes her up.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Anyone else want to go, or?
Nope, Celia's just been kind of sitting and trying to and guarding. Every once in a while checking in on Mai. And maybe hanging out with Philo.
Aww.
If he's around.
Probably.
Yeah.
Always.
Just hanging from
Okay,
the
you're
chandelier or
I live in
whatever.
your house now.
But yeah, so she hangs out with him.
He lives in the walls.
And journals a little bit.
Nice. I think Cedar's gonna kind of wake up, and eventually she's gonna come out of her room once she's ready. And she's gonna get some coffee from the nestlings. Just down it, because she's like, all right, today's gonna be a coffee day. We need that.
Today is a day.
Today is a day, and therefore it needs coffee.
Yeah.
My life motto. And then she's gonna kind of she's gonna see that Mai's up, and she's gonna kind of like not like rush over, because she's gonna try and like gauge how Mai's doing as she kind of walks over, so it's a little bit slow, because she's trying to see what the vibe is. Good morning.
She just kind of looks over at you and nods quietly.
And she's gonna kind of sit down at the table with whatever food she got for breakfast. How are you feeling? If you're hungover, we have stuff. The nestlings can probably make whatever you'd like.
Or I can
Quite
heal. Gale's there.
And Gale. Gale can heal as well. He's really good at it.
I honestly don't think I've felt hungover in quite some time. It all just kind of blends together and goes numb. I appreciate your concern, but it is unneeded.
Okay. Could we talk in private, you and me? It's been a while.
And she kind of closes her small book that she was reading with a snap, and stands up and just kind of brushes herself off. She actually looks extremely well put together this morning. Kind of almost like her daily routine of just putting herself together through the hardships of work has just almost made it second nature for her. And when you kind of look close, you can tell there are kind of still cracks in the appearance and things like that. She's not quite as tidy, but looks pretty well put together. And she kind of stands up without a word to see where you lead.
I think I'll come back out in a minute. I think there's some catching up mine I need to do.
That's okay. I'll eat my breakfast in my room.
How long it's been? Say time is weird, but
yeah,
it's been too long, and
that's fine.
I always
takes
an explanation.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry. Takes breakfast. Goes to the room.
So Mai actually, as you kind of have this discussion, she's looking really closely at your wings, and she kind of looks at them and kind of touches them with her finger for a moment before she turns it around and actually flicks your wings, and it actually hits it in such a point where they actually resonate and let out a chime sound, almost like a wind chime singing in like a hollow cave, and that sound kind of fills the cozy nest for a moment.
I'm guessing she did that to Gale, right?
To Gale, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Hello.
So you notice that your wings are kind of singing as this like hum resonates through. And she's just
That's new.
fascinating. And then follows Cedar.
Okay.
Every time Gale has interacted with Mai, except for the very first time, it's been wildly confusing for him.
She is flirting with me, and now she's flicking my wings. Okay, I felt that as well. Oh, toast.
Distracted by bread. Very Gale move.
Oh, yeah.
I think Cedar's gonna kind of go like towards her own room and kind of open the door and like invite Mai in. You gonna come in? It's been a while, and I probably owe you some explanations.
She kind of bows her head down as she enters the room.
Cedar's gonna kind of like sit down, and she's gonna be like kind of petting the pseudo dragon as she talks, and she's gonna fill in Mai on basically everything that's happened since they last talked, and she's actually also going to tell Mai stuff about her own past that she never actually told Mai in the years that they knew each other. So, yeah. That's the long and short of it. The long being the story and the short being me.
That's not a very efficient way to go about things, is it? You
No.
barrel forward without thinking in almost every action you take, and it seems like you've really just skirted by, like, by the skin of your teeth. You've challenged things far stronger with you, and really only gotten through it with the power of friendship and the support of others, and left a field of destruction in your wake, and a destabilized nation without a queen, and you left your family in charge without even vetting their intentions whatsoever. Your mother's soul follows you around like it's haunting you, and you're playing with things that you just don't understand. I don't know whether to be proud or scared of how you've managed to get by without true consequence.
I wouldn't say I've gotten by without any consequence, but I get what you mean. I know in some sense, I probably should be back at my kingdom, but I have things to do first. I don't want to rule a kingdom while the world's about to crumble. I want to stabilize one before working on the other, and I know I've made mistakes already in my reign, as short as it's been. But,
I'd say rain was probably your biggest mistake.
my gosh.
Sorry, I'm just joking around.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. You asked, I don't know if you remember our previous discussion, you were a bit out of it. But you asked how we're going to do this. And I don't have everything worked out yet, but I'm starting to have some ideas. And I was wondering if maybe you would like to be a part of that.
She kind of nods. Well, I will say, despite the copious amounts of luck that you've used to succeed thus far, you are succeeding and you are growing. If I am to throw my life away, it might as well be for a good cause, right? I mean, there's only so much you can find at the bottom of a bottle. I'm still gonna drink, but
Maybe it's not as much.
no,
We can work on that.
no, and probably more.
No, my.
But I've honestly, we'll try to use you as an example, I guess. There's no point in stagnating. I will be your sword for what it's worth, should you need it.
I mean, in a way, that is what I was asking, but more so, like all of us, I'm trying to become more so that I can make sure this world doesn't go up in flames. And I know your hesitation. I remember your hesitation with the Fae quite vividly. I also had that hesitation as well. I was wondering if maybe I could count on you as my first supporter, if I was to become one. Obviously, if not, then I will respect that. But you've been very important to me and to my journey in magic, so...
What's the old saying? The blind leading the blind? Sure. Let's travel together. I'll support you. I have nothing else going on, so might as well. I mean, you are my last student after all, and I probably won't have more. Not after this. As you said, the world is kind of up in flames from one place or another. Whether they blue or red, or even green. The world is doomed. Might as well be positive and help where I can. If you honestly think you have a plan, I would love to see it come to fruition.
Thank you, Mai.
But okay. So being your supporter, what does that entail? What would you have me do?
Well, I know that Celia follows Kittis, so maybe I kind of ask her what that means, because essentially, if I have to be a queen, then I want to do it on my terms. And I want to be a Fae queen, because frankly, I see that as going better for me and for others than just a queen of the Blessed Isles. The two can go hand in hand, but I mean, I've already had my lot thrown in with the Fae at this point, so why not just commit to it? May I have your name?
Oh, interesting. And, she'll kind of smile. I guess it makes sense. I mean, you descended from the Great Owls as a race. And she kind of leans in and whispers her full name into your ear so only you can hear it. And what I want you to do is roll me in, well, I guess it would be religion.
Alright, let me pull that up on my character sheet.
Your character sheet.
My character.
Yuck.
That there character sheet.
19.
Her name burns. Almost as if it's traveling from your ear down around your neck and kind of filling into the void in your chest. And you feel like you will never forget her name. And it's almost charging you up or making you feel more powerful. And you look up, and Mai looks older to you, slightly. Just the crow's feet on her eyes seem a little bit more pronounced. Her eyes just look a little bit darker, as for the first time ever, she actually just looks tired. Not like how she's seen or been seen in your eyes as this figure of like importance to you, but for the first time you actually feel like you're seeing her for who she actually is and what she actually looks like, and not just the emotional like feelings that you project on her and how she looks. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like she's really she's seeing basically into Mai.
Yeah.
In a sense.
In a sense. And it's not just clouded by rose-tinted glasses of your adoration for her as your mentor.
Is that the same cat?
No, not the same cat.
Hers was the one I saw was a long hair.
Oh, sorry. What were you saying, Doku?
No, it's just that you're seeing her not through like the rose tinted glasses you had as like as you always saw her as someone you looked up to her. And that rose tint when you see her is now like gone. You just see her for who she is.
Thank you. Is there anything I can do for you?
And she kind of shakes her head. Just like, be careful the path you walk.
Always. And she's just gonna kind of hug Mai, kind of as kind of hold her almost.
And she kind of like lets you hug her for a second, but she kind of like puffs up her shoulders and like makes it really awkward, and then like kind of like pinches your shoulders and like slowly peels you off of her. And then she just kind of looks at you and chuckles to herself, and she's like, isn't cleanliness next to godliness? And she starts like straightening you up a little bit and like tightening your collars and shirts and like removing some of the smudges from like your clothing and armor and stuff that you just kind of wear. And she'll kind of nod her head and then start to leave.
All right, yeah, that was a cool scene.
Celia, I added pants.
Yay!
It actually looks cooler with pants.
Yeah, it does. Oh, that's so cool. She looks like an Avenger or something. I like this.
Okay.
Oh,
So then if I can, then I'll use it temporarily until we get
official art.
official art. Yeah.
I think
you just put pants.
pants. Cedar's gonna go and find Celia. Actually.
Where is she? Pretty close by. She's just kind of hanging around, and at this point, she's just kind of. She kind of, I think, dragged probably Winnie inside for her breakfast. She's just like, "Come on, come on, you freezing cold amalgamation," and dragged her in for her breakfast.
You know, I was gonna do something later, but now I kind of want to do this now, just to see what happens.
Oh boy.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no.
When Winnie goes out to get, or when Celia goes out to get Winnie, Winnie's back in across town, working on her mode of transportation, so to speak.
Okay.
And well, so she's trying to do that. So Doku, does she even get inside the rift again?
So okay, so where are you when you're doing this?
Across town in the where I burned down with the fire, basically.
Okay. So wait, hold on. Let me catch me up. Sorry. I was reading something that I was doing. A few of my
No, you're
notes.
good.
So
You're totally fine.
you're not in the cozy nest?
No.
No.
Okay, and you're just kind of attempting to surf the rift in front of Celia.
No, I'm trying to build my passageway. I'm trying to I'm just trying to spend every waking moment I have working on what is essentially something that I could take the others into the rift with me and they would not be affected by it. Is basically what she's trying to build.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm just trying to think here. You, at this point, have made it a little bit safer for you.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's not so much worried about her safety in this. she's really only worried about the safety of others.
Gotcha.
Because I would say during all of this, like every time she even considers touching the rift, she's just thinking, and she kind of goes, and at one point while she's trying this, she looks over and she sees one of her old party members. And she says, "What do you think would be easier? You joining me or me joining you? Can I build you out of nothing and everything, or put enough of me in everything?"
And are you asking? You're asking the party member that you're seeing, kind of?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. And since they're constructs of your own consciousness to help kind of keep your sanity, your whichever party member that you're speaking to is going to kind of look at you, and if you ask another one, it'll probably echo a lot of the same sentiment. That just says you don't understand enough of how this works, and that anyone who enters will probably come out touched in some degree. It's all just wildness, and you're trying to make sense out of something that innately just doesn't make sense. And they'll kind of repeat, like, they'll kind of bounce off of each other, and you'll see a bunch of the same party member, and they'll be around you saying a lot of the same thing, just that, you know, you're trying to make sense out of something that's senseless, and anyone who travels here will be, you know, touched to some degree. Just the sheer existence may tear their mind, even if their body survives, and like there doesn't seem to be a lot of assurance from the constructs of your mind kind of telling you. But you are beginning to kind of understand it, and the exposure that you have to it is kind of making sense to you. Enough to a point where you know that even if you could guide them through it, they will be touched.
Okay. Then, in this realization, she's going to, I feel like, so, well, actually, question for Charisse, because I'm sorry to get this so off track.
You're good.
Would Charisse walk across town to go get Winnie?
Yes, she would track you across town.
Okay.
She's just like, it is breakfast time. One of the members is not here for breakfast. I don't know if this member requires breakfast, but just in case, the member will be tracked to get breakfast. She's like, we're going to...
I love this. Okay. Well, also, I was kind of hoping, and I hope it gets to this point at some point, that Celia stops tracking down Winnie to eat, but instead just to cook something better.
Nah, she doesn't want to be mean to Cedar's.
Well, no, not like Cedar, but like just when we have rations.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, she would do that.
Yeah.
Like, rations are not good food. Therefore.
Yep. But so as Celia's like walking up and can see Winnie clearly. Winnie is just having she is like having a full-blown one-sided argument to you. And she is like, she's going off and making no sense and too much sense all at once. And she's like, but I mean, there has to be a way to get them through safely, because if I can't get them through safely, they're going to end up like me. If they end up like me, they're fucked, because I'm fucked. And she just, as we basically go through the discussion she had with her party member through Doku, she just gets progressively angrier and angrier. And I just kind of had this weird idea, so I want to try it and just see if anything happens. she's gonna just kind of like scream and rake her hand towards a tree, but with obviously no intent of doing, or well, intent to do something, but no belief it'll actually work because she's so far from the tree. And I feel like she would definitely be like reaching into the rift and kind of just lashing out and thinking, if I can't use it to keep my friend safe, then I'll use it to cause others harm.
So you're gonna try to suck part of like the tree or whatever you hit into the rift?
I was more thinking like basically trying to tap into it for telekinesis instead of teleportation.
Okay. So... Okay. So you begin to kind of focus a point onto the tree, right? And you're trying to telekinetically reach out to it.
Mm-hmm.
Roll a wisdom save.
Okay. Not great. Let's see. 13.
Okay. So what'll be interesting here, and what you might actually like, is that you begin to kind of focus on this point, and it's within the same distance as you teleported, so it almost is in like this zone of distance, and you're focusing on this point, and inside the tree it begins to kind of crack and splinter as a small rift opens up, and a couple of blue flames, like trails, actually begin to burn down the tree like it got struck by lightning, and kind of hit the floor and then disperse out when it hits the ground into a bunch of different directions. But you kind of focused on this tree to the point where it like cracked and a rift formed in the tree and blue flames started to spill out. Not any like catastrophic craziness, but enough to be like, ooh.
Right. And I feel like just as Celia walks up, Winnie is just cackling. Like she just heard the funniest joke on the planet. Like genuine enjoyment, cackling.
Wow. How did you lose an argument with yourself?
And at that, she just like... And she's like trying to figure out why you can't see them for a second. And she's like, "Oh, right, insanity, yay." And she just kind of straightens up. She goes, "Technically, yeah, I guess."
We will make sure to really go in depth with the arguments before we speak to the Fae.
I mean, you could look at it that way, or you could look at it as I won. Because technically I did.
That's why the tree caught fire.
Hey, if I lost an argument to myself, I also won an argument against myself. I'm just saying.
And the natural response is to catch a tree on fire in celebration while screaming with rage.
No, I still believe that I lost. But if we're going off the logic that I lost to myself, then I also won.
If you say so. By the way, breakfast is ready. Come along.
Did I cook it?
No, however,
Damn.
please, Cedar, Mother should.
No, I know. And no, that was more like, that wasn't a moment to be mean. That was more just a moment to be like, okay, yeah, she's crazy. She doesn't even remember if she cooked breakfast or not.
Come along. And she kind of like doesn't know whether or not to just hold your hand through this or to like but she's like, I don't want to upset the small thing, but at the same time so
And the entire time, if there's any kind of conversation that happens between Celia and Winnie, Winnie is acting like there's a third party just making comments that Celia's just not paying attention to, but Winnie is actively responding to.
able to help me. And we do eventually make it back to Cozy Nest. And she kind of just like she does like eventually, like once we get inside, kind of gently move Winnie to a seat to eat. But yeah, so that's what happens.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Good morning, Mr. Jean.
Winnie, Celia. I know we didn't exactly get much of a chance for introductions, but this is this is Celia and Winnie. You've already met Gale. This is my current adventuring party. You might see a weird fluffy thing somewhere around the nest. That's Philo. Don't worry about him. He just kind of does what he wants.
He has interesting A-type drugs, if you're interested.
I wouldn't
No.
recommend.
Okay.
She just kind of nods and goes, which one's his room?
Small door.
Actually, no, I'm curious too.
Celia. No.
If she's going to have a hard time, she might as well have a hard time while hallucinating.
Um,
And then Philo kind of pops onto her shoulder. And then they look at each other and just kind of like share a sentimental nod. And then Philo will actually pluck some of the tufts, the fur tufts in his little paws, and have Mai stick her tongue out, and then he'll place his little fur tufts that he just plucked onto her tongue, and she'll kind of swallow, and then her pupils super dilate.
and mine's high again. Okay.
We
Well,
need this.
Before I do this, I am gonna ask: do we intend for combat today?
Well, we're like 20 minutes from ending, so probably
We
not.
might. Unless
fair,
Doku
yeah.
wants to bring a random fucking encounter on us, of course.
Then Winnie's just over across the table, or wherever Celia placed her. Just can I get in on that?
So what Philo will do is he'll pluck some of his tufts from his other hand, and then have you hold out your tongue. Do you?
Yeah.
All right, and he'll place some of the little fur tufts on your tongue as well. Because it's magical, it's gonna skip a lot of the con saves and just take.
Oh, good. So even though I'm immune to disease and poison, it still takes.
It's not. It's magical. So
Fuck yes, this is exactly what I wanted.
yeah.
Here we go.
So essentially, what is happening to you right now is you feel like you're in a very vivid dream, and every conversation that happens, you don't really remember happening because you forget it the moment you stop thinking about it.
So basically, what her life is now.
Yeah. So essentially, yeah, your entire like next couple of hours is just going to be a dream state, and then you're gonna come down from it, and you're not even gonna remember the last couple of hours. They'll be completely gone. But you'll be able to function like you're in a dream. and everything will be fluffy and happy. You don't feel anything. Like, you can pinch yourself, and you see the action of pinching yourself, but you don't feel it. And you're just completely numb. There's no temperature. There's no real sound outside of the womp, 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 womp that you hear from Cedar being concerned about your feelings and well-being. And then you just won't really fully remember anything as you just go about your day and travel like you're dreaming.
Is there anything anyone wants to do?
To those in the room who are not high as a kite, should we start heading towards where your mother is? And she points to Gale.
Yeah, I think that might be a good course of action. As long as we've got enough supplies. Winnie, Winnie's gonna hear, Winnie, how's the bread situation?
Who the fuck is Fred?
Are you high right now?
Hi, yeah. Hi. I'm good. How are you?
Okay, well, she's high as a kite. Right. Okay. Yeah, we could head on over. I've actually got a bit of a plan on
Oh, really?
what we do. Yeah. Well, I think when we arrive, Celia, you might approve of this because it's me actually using my head and thinking. Let's not rush in right away. I say we find ourselves a vantage point. We keep a recce out. If it's a nobleman, there's probably going to be like some sort of guard detachment or something like that keeping watch, so they're not going to let us in easily. I say we keep count of how many we see, and we try subterfuge and diplomacy.
Diplomacy. I like subterfuge.
Thank you.
You take care of the diplomacy, I'll take care of the subterfuge.
Actually, I was thinking the
But
diplomacy. I have a plan. It's not a good plan. It might not be a good plan. It might be a great plan. I don't know. We need the guy to let his guard down. And that is a very good penguin, Celia.
Good job, Celia.
So, this guy has a reputation for the women and girls that he has being as dolls and keeping them like that. I say when we do approach, after we do our recce, I think we may be. I'm trying to think of the words to say this. We appeal to him in some way. Maybe we ask for a private audience with her, and we get her out.
Rule 1 of diplomacy, since you all are now interested in finally learning it.
It couldn't hurt.
You need to know exactly who you're dealing with, the type of opponent, what your opponent wants, what you want, and what you are willing to give up for what you want.
I see.
Well, and Cedar's gonna pull out the curator book. What was this guy's name again? I feel like didn't we hear what his name was again? Do we know his name?
Oh, Lord Doku.
Wait, the
Creeper. Creeper boy.
The creepy doll man.
You're talking about the guy who has the mom in his possession?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever established his name.
I know he was a Viscount.
Yeah. So, we'll just keep his So I have a temporary note for him in my notes. And I had it as Viscount Bubbles. And since I never assigned him a real name, at least one that I notated properly, we'll just call him Viscount Bubbles.
Okay, yeah, his name was redacted.
Yeah. Well, the reason why is because I assigned a name based on personality.
He's like Calvin
I
Candy Django, isn't he?
Question, but I'm not
So-
sure if I want them answered or not.
No, it's fine. It's shorthand notes because I didn't think we were going to be there yet. So,
Yeah, if
So,
you
yeah.
can find information on redacted, then that may be able to help us out with the diplomacy angle.
yeah, Viscount Bubbles.
Yeah, I'm going to keep calling him redacted because it's just so funny.
All right. Well, Cedar is going to kind of open the curator book. What can you tell us about the Viscount that currently has Alyssa Vandier in his possession? Include embarrassing details or secrets that would give us an upper hand. Thank you, Curie.
Ooh. That's a good idea.
And we will learn this next session when Doku has time to plan.
No, it's fine.
No, I'm going to see what he can come up with on the spot. Let's go. Come on. No, I'm playing.
No, you're fine. So you seem to get a story, just like most of the kind of pages convey a storybook, but it's kind of long because he's a little bit older. But it's the story of his life thus far, and what he's done and his accomplishments. And oddly enough, there have been a lot. He's graduated early from his school. He actually is the Viscount, and he kind of was given title and land by the king directly for his deeds to the kingdom and the crown. He's good with money. He's very smart. But his house is often very closed off. He doesn't open his doors to company. He's got another building on his property that he takes company at, almost like a separate house entirely, and he's very closed off. And for all intents and purposes, he's probably a NEET or a weeaboo or an otaku or whatever you want to call it, where he just likes all things cute. He collects dolls, life-sized, porcelain, and he has large collections of a lot of different things. He has many slaves, and they all have the same uniform. Think of it as like maid cafe almost. And he's very put together in public, but then behind closed doors, just think of an extreme K-pop idol fan. And he's just excitable and would love to talk about his hobbies, but never can do it in high society. And so he has this duality life where he has his toys and his possessions, but also he's still a very respected member of his community. And you learn through this that although he does have oversight over rural lands, he still has an army. Hi, Momiji. Of about 5,000 to 7,000 conscripts that he can pull at any time. He has guards. He's very closed off because obviously he has secrets that he needs to protect. He has not much in the way of embarrassing stories because, again, most people's memories of him are of his high society. The only secrets you ever really know and find out about him are from his own memories. And his own, collective of thoughts. So the picture you get is not exactly as clear as you would hope because he lives this dual life. Hi, Momiji. Come here. Sorry, my kitty's yelling for some reason.
No worries. Well, this will be interesting.
Yeah.
It's
if we're
closed
going on-
off. A little trickier to get in.
Well, at least if we're going after his home, we'll be dealing with his retinue, not that large army. Unless he's more paranoid than we think.
Well, a lot of nobles that I remember, well, not nobles, but like higher merchants or like low nobility that I remembered stealing from in Nexus. A lot of times they can be very clever in their own field, but you can trick them.
Why don't we
Okay.
just buy her?
We
I mean,
could, yes.
But
We
I
have-
also really would like to get everyone else out as well. That could be idealistic of me, but your mom wasn't the only one there.
No,
in her
if we
position.
can bring others, then that would be great. Maybe we use buying her as a way of getting our foot in the door.
One thing is you should probably have a reason why you know she's there.
Oh no.
Maybe we don't go in looking for her specifically.
Is there anyone else that knows about his interests? He has to be buying them from someone.
Potentially, if we have that information, we could use that name in the conversation, sort of drop it in as a way to earn his trust.
And as much as I hate to say this, if we could lure him out in a sense.
Okay.
Play bait. I don't recall seeing anyone that looks like me in his
No.
collection. Well, obviously, we're going to take care of things before anything gets bad. But if it does, I'll just give him a firebolt up the nose.
I don't think we should run that risk.
They're doing when you get a firebolt up in your sinuses.
I don't think we should play that risk.
And you just hear Mai chime in. Oh yeah, please, sell Cedar.
That's not helpful right now, Mai.
That's a great plan. Super great.
No, we're not.
Thank you,
doing
Mai,
that.
for your input.
Barely an inconvenience.
Sorry, now I'm thinking of Brian George. Super easy, barely an inconvenience.
You know, just walk up to a strange noble's house and go, "Hey, I know you have a mysterious collection. I'd like to add to it. Here you go."
That's why I say we look for the seller first.
Yes. I'm not saying this is our plan in entirety. I'm saying this could be an angle.
So it's a hypothetical in this case.
I'd probably say it's more acute than that.
Well, I'm voting against that.
He said acute.
Uh
Not cute. He said acute. Because angle.
huh.
My gosh.
Well,
My, don't be
I-
a goose.
well, I'm
Why is
voting
it-
against that. I don't.
Sorry, what?
I don't-
I mean, I understand why not, and I hate the idea myself. Trust me.
What if there's a cage? We both know you don't do well with those.
No, I don't. But
While they're talking, Celia does take the book and she's like, "Where the hell are you buying these things?"
So,
It's like no one's answering her question of where are they coming from. It has to be supplied from somewhere. Even if high society doesn't know about it, even if the majority of the population doesn't know about it, it has to come from somewhere. And someone has to, like, it has to be somewhere. It has to be supplied. Unless you're just finding girls and yanking them off the street.
Ah.
that could also be what's going on, which is another reason why I don't like that plan.
In which case, it'd be in this damn book.
Well, Doku.
If you're asking me if you wanted a contact that would have potentially been the seller of, so, it will be a little bit trickier. So from what you would have read is that she would have actually been inherited by his father, but his father did purchase her from a trader. And you have a, not his real name, but you have his pen name, his seller name, essentially. Of Temmie.
Me.
Yep.
Okay, right. We're gonna freaking guess find Temmie if Temmie's still alive.
Argos, do you work with pen names? Or does it have to be the person's real name?
I would need more, if that's what you're asking.
Oh, very well. No worries. I appreciate the answer. Thank you.
When was his most recent purchase? Flipping through, finding the most recent purchase, and possibly where the hell it is.
So the curator wouldn't, with a pen name without a real name or knowing who it is, the curator book would not
I'm
be
not
ready.
asking about Temmie. I'm asking about Dollman. Because unless he only inherited the entirety of his collection.
I figured out what his last name would be.
Okay, so you want his most recent purchase?
Yes, basically, like, I'm not just looking at his mom, because I'm like, I'm checking to see if he's currently still actively getting new ones, in which case, where? I'm like, location, anything. Location, amount, general thing about
So
where the gold got scooped up.
what's interesting, and I'm gonna go dark for a second on you guys here.
Oh, God.
Okay.
So the curator gets all of its information from memories, right? So people will eat a meal, share a meal, and essentially you have a collection of just memories. And then they get kind of all consolidated into the book, in the curator, library, etc., etc. You have a list of names of people who would be on staff, but when you go to try to find their history or look into them more, they're not there. The curator has no memory of them, and where it kind of looks. Give me a perception as you're reading. Let's see if you pay attention to this fact, or can kind of correlate what you're looking for.
Perception. 16?
Okay. So you're able to piece it together fairly easily that anyone who's on staff for him does not have the same name as they remember having. So you have, hey, they bought X person. And then you go, okay, cool, I'm going to look up X person. And they don't exist. They don't have memories. They don't have any correlation of... You can't connect the dots. You can see he's bought probably 12 people that are on staff. But then when you try to find them, they're not there. Which should be impossible.
What's the earliest memory I can find of them? What, like, is it during the trade or only when they've entered the mansion?
You have their traded name.
Okay. Does that mean that I can know where they bought from just like a specific person like Temmie? Or if it was like an auction or...
They all seem to come back to Temmie.
This is why I hate studying! He just kind of chucks the book back at Cedar.
Hey, you tried. That's still good.
You did find out that we do have a name to look for.
But that's just basic knowledge of how trades work.
Okay. Well, if we go to the city, I'm sure that we can find some leads somewhere.
So he doesn't really leave his house other than for functions.
We have broken into a function before, so...
True.
What keeps selling you as a doll on the table?
I still don't agree with that. And I want that
I super do.
on the record.
What?
100% agree with that plan.
My...
But for now, unfortunately, without more information, we honestly should just head over to the town.
Yes, we might be able to find some guild or some rogues that I could talk to. Potentially.
Yeah.
Nobles that you could talk to, maybe. Other nobles, not him.
Celia
You could
kind
help
of
me
like
talk
touches
to
her
them.
horn and looks at her very, very, very pale skin.
Maybe, like, you could help me talk with I don't know.
I really wish she made a less of conspicuous body.
We could... we could maybe put, like, some makeup on you.
That could work.
I've made myself look different by putting soot on my feathers. Makes the markings different.
I don't think I want to be covered in soot.
Well, no, I'm not recommending that for you. I'm not recommending that for you. I'm saying that's what I do. For, like, I make my markings different.
New thought. And shall we go? Oh,
Yes, I think we should head that way.
Yes.
I'm a little concerned as to how we get the two that are extremely high to go in the same direction as us.
2 questions.
Oh boy.
One,
No.
for Harry.
Yes.
Can I pull a Kittis?
When you say pull a kisses, what does that mean exactly?
Nah. Can I pull a Kittis?
Well, that's all the information you're gonna get, I think.
I hate the fact I'm not getting enough information, but sure.
Fuck yeah. Question 2. Who was watching the stoner?
well, Celia was busy digging, so
Cedar was busy discussing and digging. So,
Gale was busy vetoing and discussing.
so the answer is unfortunately
Philo.
Philo. We're gonna pretend that yes. what he
Philo.
was, Philo was
Philo was definitely babysitting.
Right.
But I don't. But whatever you're up to, Philo probably would be on board.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be on point.
So Winnie's not in the room.
Oh, for the love.
And the door to Cozy Nest is just wide open.
We got a runner.
Great.
I track Winnie down. Make
The
sure
moment
mine
you
doesn't
step
have
outside, you
well.
see her.
Oh, okay.
She is on top of my shack. Just like dancing on the edge of on like the tip of the shack.
She's gonna break her neck.
And
No,
as
break.
as as she notices y'all, you just see her. She's like, I'll come down. I'll be there. I'll get down.
No, I'm coming to get you. Stay
And-
there.
And she just goes, but I want to go see Michael.
Okay, I've got no idea who that is, but you're not doing that up there. Stay where you are. I'm coming to get you.
Wait, no, you're right. And
Gale's
as
flying.
she's like still dancing on the side, she just tips
Oh gosh.
and falls
Gale
off
is already in the
side.
air, flying towards Winnie. He's gonna try and catch her.
Can I roll something to try and avoid this with unnaturally avoid it, but still avoid it because I have a plan?
Oh god.
If you guys want to roll off, sure. Give me an acrobatics versus a sleight of hand, I guess.
Hell
I'm guessing
yeah.
I'm on the acrobatics.
No, you'd be on the sleight of hand. You're trying to catch.
I'll be the sleight of hand. Okay. 16D Beyond loads up again. Come on.
Dirty 20.
Hang on, my
no.
D&D Beyond closed. Sleight of hand. +1. 17.
Oh. Winnie wins.
Yeah, I know.
So she's gonna go.
Give him a little hat.
As she's falling, she just goes, "I'm gonna go find Michael the bitch."
I'm gonna tie their wrists together.
And can
So
she
wait,
dive
go.
into the rift?
You want to dive into the rift?
I do.
Sure.
Because what I'm trying to do is in her mind, she's going, well, actually, you know what? To explain this, can I have everybody that witnessed that roll an intelligence check?
Oh gosh. Okay.
I do have to jump off at some point as well,
Yeah,
guys.
no, this will be quick, I promise.
Okay.
That's not rolled. And did you say wait, like intelligence check? So like okay.
Just
Just
straight
straight.
intelligence.
So +5.
19.
18.
Wow.
4.
Well, then Celia is just confused as fuck. But you two know that there's this very special bard, Mikhail Bublé. And so when she heard Viscount Bubbles, she was like, Michael.
You did not just have her go after.
So she is attempting to teleport as close as she can to the Viscount.
Oh my gosh.
You get about 30 meters away.
Damn.
And when you pop out, again, small spurts of blue flame kind of come out with you and kind of land on the ground and then perpetually burn for a while. But you 100% think you just made it.
Hell yeah. And she just, like, she kind of jumps up to her feet, but like someone does when they have anemia and immediately regrets it. And as she's, like, stumbling around, she's like, I'm gonna get you, Michael. Kick your ass. And she starts, like, full-on swinging because she has imagined what she assumes he looks like, and her madness is making it real.
So what you guys see is she pops up about 90, about 100 feet away, 30 meters or so. And she just starts swinging at nothing, and blue flame just kind of dances around her as she's, like, stepping in it and around it unharmed.
I'm gonna kill her.
Winnie. Cedar's she's gonna like face palm. Oh my gosh. Breadwin. And she's gonna kind of get a little close, like go kind of near-ish, but not near enough to where Winnie can turn and hit her. I'm getting closer. Turn down the fireworks. Come here. Get back here.
He just, like, floats over.
Okay, good. And Cedar's just gonna kind of, like, she's gonna scruff Winnie, which is probably the only party member she could reasonably do that to, and just drags her
Maybe
back
not
over.
anymore. I'd say they're probably about even height with her foot of floating.
She's still gonna try and, like, like, kind of just grab the scruff and just drags her back. Oh my gosh, I can't. And she's just gonna take the rope. Okay, first you, and she's gonna tie a little loop around Winnie's wrist. She's gonna tie a loop around Mai's wrist, and she's gonna hold the middle of the rope. Neither of you two leave my sight.
was fighting Michael.
You were punching oxygen.
It was oxygen.
Winnie, this is not a game.
You guys do realize she's still high out of her mind.
Why do you think I
Yes.
used the rope?
Yes, but you are treating this way more seriously than you need to.
Oh, no, I'm not. This is a child leash.
Roll perception. So, everybody except for Winnie. Well, actually, Winnie, you can roll perception, but you probably wouldn't care.
Yeah.
This is a child leash.
That's wisdom. That's good. 24.
Do I need to roll perception?
Yeah, everybody.
Oh, that's a 6. I did bad.
Give me my dice. I'm just gonna use yours.
Okay.
So perception.
Perceive. Oh no. Bad perceive.
That's 11.
Not as
I got
bad
a
as I
21
thought.
at disadvantage.
So Gale is the only one noticing.
Oh no.
But Mai begins to walk up to the blue flame and starts to reach her hand out for it. And that's probably
Winnie's gonna like pull it back.
That's where we'll end the session.
Oh my god. That was a good session, you guys.
Jeez
I love
Louise.
that.
Yeah.
You guys are funny.
I just love tired maternal Cedar. Just, no, get back over here.
Oh, if we have
Did you
more time,
notice
yeah.
she full named you? Ryan, did you notice she full named Winnie?
Yes.
She, the bread one?
Uh-huh.
Very fun, though.
That was so much fun.
That was awesome.
I don't know if we're still live, but bye.
Hey, everybody. See you next time.
Bye, guys.
See you next time, everybody.
Adios.
Hasta luego.
Okay, OBS is taking its sweet time. I
Thanks,
can't stop
OBS.
it.